football, and you're listening to Rap Rankings with Moulz, or shall I say Moulz and Mel. Triple B and double R's forever. You know how we gets down with the get down, Triple B style. Big Baller Brand is in the building, baby, and this how it goes down. Y'all gotta listen up. I got something to tell y'all. That Rap Rankings ain't no joke. They keeping it right and tight. And if you don't get right, y'all go get left. So listen up to that rap podcast, man. It's something interesting and entertaining. That double eyes. Keep doing your thing. But Big Ballers out, baby. And holla.
All right, man. Time to find out how sweet the semen is, right?
A sweet semen.
No, you have to do it how he did it. Maybe I'm just a nasty man, but like I think we were supposed to picture him like, you know, jacking it to the point. I give it sweet seat, like, you know, that's.
We were not supposed to picture that, Mel. It's a song. Whatever the line is, it's
I don't know.
about
He
woman.
delivered it stylishly. I think we were supposed to picture him
It's
like
about
milking
woman
himself.
tasting it. No, it's
I know what
woman
it's about,
tasting
Jesse. Jesse's been on this kick lately where he thinks Moulz and Mel are idiots. Have you noticed?
I don't think you guys are idiots, but yeah.
I think
you
he
on that
wanted us
shameful
to
teenage
picture
era right now.
No, I think he wants us
How
to
sweet the
picture
semen
him
is.
milking himself. Okay.
All right.
And even if he doesn't, it's still a bad line. Hey, folks, welcome to Rap.
I did have a pop quiz for you though, Mel.
Pop quiz.
Yeah, because I got to put you on the spot about something because you were popping for the. I was listening to Key and Keno Beats on the way home. The episode,
Key
not
and
the
Kenny
album.
Beats 777 episode available now.
Right. And you popped for this line. You were like, "Oh, that's bars." I want to see if you know what the bar means. You know me, overdose like I'm June.
Yeah, June is a member of Overdose.
Oh, okay.
Why would I pop for that? If it,
he
thinks we're idiots. He thinks we're idiots.
You could have thought the month of June.
Why would that wouldn't make sense?
Their names are not that popular, but okay, we can move on now.
Did you not know I was an Overdose? I wouldn't.
I know that you're a
I don't have
fan,
10
but I didn't know
songs,
that
but
you
I'm
knew
aware of
names.
That Last Kiss?
I didn't know that you knew names. Okay, you got me.
Okay.
All right.
Jeez. All right.
You almost went on Melee Rap, but let's move on.
As I was saying, welcome to Rap Rankings, the show where we listen to, rate, rank, and discuss every album in hip hop history. I'm Mel, the idiot, apparently.
AKA Maldo 1738.
I am not Maldo. Just because you lost the Rap Rankings game to a new patron.
Maldo. And this is Moulz, the captain, apparently the Big Johnson of Rap Rankings.
Yeah, Moulz, a.k.a. Big Johnson, and I'm Mel, a.k.a. Maldo 1738, a.k.a. the people who Jesse lost in the previous 2 season finales to.
Where's Maldo?
So, he actually left a voicemail. You'll hear him soon. He's a real person. He's not some alias I created to take your money. But as Moulz explained on Twitter, that wouldn't make any sense. I would be paying to become a patron of my own Patreon to win what, you know, it just, come on, man.
It's going to be a tiny picture of Mel in a red and white hat. Where's Maldo? You got to find him in a picture of like 10 million other things.
Where's Maldo?
And it's going to be Mel.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Anyway,
well, listen, this is Rap Rankings where we listen to, rate, rank, and discuss every album in hip-hop history.
But Jesse didn't explain who he was.
That's true, too. Jesse?
I'm just a guy.
No, he's not. He's the third member, and he's the guy that thinks we're idiots.
You know, the thing about Jesse is he's just a guy.
Just a guy.
Anyway, that was inside
Jesse Fairfax. I'd have a beer with him.
We already on inside joke silly boy time, like not even 5 minutes.
They got to know about this first listen style, though, because our usual show, we wait a year to even review something, and we give it multiple
a year
listens.
For us to review at least a year so it can be eligible for the board. You know?
And we give it
know what the board
thorough
is.
listens, all of that stuff. This is a quick strike, first impressions, first listens. We're fresh off of our first listen of the album, and we're ready to give our thoughts. Just our first impressions, though. So
we do it for the
Mel,
engagement. We do it for the analytics. We're not lying to you. We don't lie, okay? We do it because people like hot takes and they want to dunk on something, whether it be us or our takes. We do it because you're looking for it, to be quite frank. I'm not interested in rating something off a knee-jerk reaction. That doesn't really hit the spot
Jesse,
for me. But this is
are
what
you
y'all
smoking
want.
a bong right now, dude?
I'm sitting still. What are you talking about?
What are you blowing into? You're blowing into a bong, a pipe of some sort?
And maybe I'm breathing heavy. I don't know.
You have been known to breathe heavy on the show from time to time.
Have I?
Yeah, usually the noise gate takes care of that. But
Oh, sorry.
it's all right. We love you.
I'm like almost a fat fuck, so sorry.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Like
pal.
I'm right at the point where it's like if I don't get it together, I'm gonna be a fat fuck in like another 25 pounds or something.
Not saying that all fat people are fucks. That's not what you're saying. But what we're saying is one day you may see us out in the street and you'll just point and say, "He's fat!" Okay. And
You're a fat fuck when it's like you've gone too far over the edge and you can't lose the weight now. And you're just stuck there.
Man. All right, listen, Kevin Samuels
I'm not
will
shaming
die.
anyone.
That doesn't mean we need to fill the void of being
Is that
problematic.
confirmed?
Yeah, they confirmed it. Like he's gone.
Who's
I
they?
guess. Revolt TV, other people. The boy's gone. All right, I wasn't a fan of him. I didn't really know that much about him. I just knew that he was problematic, apparently, and we don't need to fill that void so soon. So.
Revolt
Peace and love.
TV. I
Best
don't
of
trust
love. My famous catchphrase to fat people everywhere. Best of love to the listeners. Best of love to the universe. The multiverse, if you will. Okay.
Oh, enough with that multiverse. All right, but explain to them what the board is and how we rate these things, so they know going forward what these numbers that we're going to be giving these songs mean.
Go ahead, Lee. I'll do that. All right, here we go. I'm going for the take. I can use this. We can automate this later on, and I can save myself the trouble. All right. The rating system is simple. Each song is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. These numbers do not reflect the quality of a song, as that is indeterminable. Instead, each number reflects a level of enjoyment. In short, here's what each number means. 10 means, this is a perfect song to me, one of my favorite songs of all time. 9 means, I love it. 8 means, I like it a lot. 7 means, I like it. 6 means, it's alright. I don't dislike it, but I can't say that I like it. 5 means, I feel practically nothing about this. 4 means, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard, but I dislike it. 3 means, I dislike it. 2 means, I hate it. And 1 means, I absolutely can't stand it. One of the worst things I've ever heard. Side note, when you hear Moulz or I or Jesse add a plus or minus to these numbers, understand they have no mathematical or statistical value. They are merely indicators that mean one of two things. One, it's indicating it's like a stronger light version of that number. You hear a 6 plus, strong 6, 8 minus, light 8. Second thing it indicates, which is especially, oh, this ain't the take, applicable to this.
It already
specific
wasn't
program.
the take because you sounded like you were gargling that sweet semen when you were describing what a 2 was.
No, it was a 3 actually. I caught it.
Oh,
too,
3.
but it was a 3.
Yeah.
It's applicable for these first listens because these pluses and minuses are a sign that the numbers could go up or down in the future. The ratings on this show, Rap Rankings, they're not static. They're ever changing. Okay. They're living, breathing organisms. So you hear that 6 plus, that could one day be a 7. It could drop. It could drop to a flat 6 or a 3 or a 2 or it'd be a 10. The point is the ratings aren't static. We have a whole segment on the mainline version of the show, the one where we're not spewing hot takes for your enjoyment, called I Was Fucking Tripping, which is dedicated to changing ratings. But don't trip about the pluses and minuses. So once every song on an album is rated, 3 separate ratings are determined. The takeaway rating, the average rating, and the weighted rating. The takeaway rating is the percentage of songs liked. That is, songs rated 7 or higher. For example, on a 10-song album, if you like 5 songs, the takeaway rating would be 50%. The average rating is the percentage obtained by dividing the sum of the song scores by the highest possible score that particular album can receive. For example, each song can receive a maximum score of 10 points. So if an album has 10 songs, the highest possible score would be 100 points. The weighted rating is the percentage obtained by adding the takeaway rating to the average rating and dividing by 2. Once we have our separate weighted ratings, we add those together and divide by 2, with the resulting percentage being considered the final and definitive rating used to ultimately rank the album on the giant board of every rap album in history, the board that does not matter on this program tonight because first listens don't go on the board for reasons Moulz explained. Okay, it's a first listen. All right, we're not putting our hot takes.
We may
on
revisit
the board.
this album a year from now and feel differently.
Yeah, that's basically.
But
point,
then it'll make the board, and then it's in there. And even then, like you said, Mel, it's not static because our opinions can change at any time on a dime, and we will adjust the scores to reflect that as it happens.
Yeah, and I should say too, I guess, Jesse, who's joining us here tonight, he is the third member of Rap Rankings, but. We never, when he's on for full episodes, we don't actually count his ratings towards the board. So I actually don't need to say divide by 3 when Jesse's on because
we don't divide by anything. We have our individual weighted ratings on this, and ultimately that's what it comes to.
Yeah, on first listens, yeah, because ain't nothing going on no board. But you want to know what that board looks like right now? Head to raprankings.com. Yes, it's a .com. We official. We pay for that shit. Okay? raprankings.com. You can see the board as it is right now. It's a great board. Okay? It may make you feel bad. It may make you feel good. But as long as it makes you feel.
Something.
Dumb question, Mel.
Feel something.
What'd you say, Jesse?
I said I have a dumb question. I know there's no such thing as dumb questions, but is this being uploaded as soon as we're done?
Of course.
Like the second we're done?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start editing.
But, soon. After.
No, I was going to say, why don't you just insert the original intro in post instead of re-recording it? Don't you have that as MP3?
I do. Yeah, I do. I could just chop the part that explains the... That wasn't a dumb question. Okay, look at Jesse.
Like, what's the point of recording that now? You could have just inserted it in post.
No, yeah, technically, right, because the only alteration to the rating system for first listens is that I don't need to explain the record club because this isn't going on the board. So really, I could put the automated recording that already exists in post and just chop it before the record club. Man, Jesse, this is why we love you, man. Okay.
You really didn't have to go through all that whole record club shit. The whole rating system.
But you did now. So what are you gonna do?
It's over now. It's over now. You know that song,
right,
Jesse?
We'll keep this one. I don't rate it. But
wait, hold on, Jesse. You're you love the off the cuff fucking rating system with the fuck ups in it. The ones we tried to get rid of.
Yeah, weren't you the one that told us not to automate it because we lose that live feel of things?
But nothing funny just happened, so it's whatever.
What do you mean? Moulz implied that I was choking on semen. That was pretty funny.
Semen.
Sweet semen.
Yeah, right. we know about you, Mel. Due to Carlton, it's not unusual.
Hey, don't. Hey, shh. Okay.
Yeah, we know about you.
Anyway, that's the record club. So the record rating system. See, I'm all kinds of flustered. Jesse didn't fluster me. I'm blaming this on Jesse. All right, look. They're already getting impatient because they don't know about TITD, a.k.a. timestamps in the description. Impatient sons of bitches. All right, you're on our time now, Rab time. We'll get to Jack. We're here to do Jack. We'll be jacking it all night. Calm down.
All right. Yeah, hold on. Where are all the Jack boys at in the house?
Where my jackers at? It's your time, baby. Actually, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Jesse, are you a Jack boy?
No, you can't be a... No, that's Travis. That's Travis's fans, right? They're the Jack boys.
What's the definition? Someone who masturbates or a Jack Harlow fan?
Both.
Jack Harlow fan.
I'm not a Jack boy then.
See, Moulz didn't already put it out there.
Anyway. I'm not a Jack boy, but I'm not a Jack boy.
Oh my God, I got it. It's right there for the female fan base. The harlots. Right?
I'm not calling myself a harlot. No man should call himself a harlot.
I said the female fan base, Jesse.
Sorry. Okay.
We can just start this thing.
That's at least a 7. That's a 7 name for a fan base. Jack, you ain't even got to pay me. That's free.
Harlots might be a 8.
Yeah.
For women Jack Harlow fans?
Right?
But like
the mind of Mel is always working.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
HARLETTES, like the Chipettes and the Chipmunks.
So you got the Jackers and the Harlots.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's so money. Jack, hit up drama. Get us some salaried positions. All right. Generation Now, no, Generation Rab. Okay, we can take your operation
he is
to
signed
the
to him,
next
huh?
level. Yeah, he is.
It's addressed on the album.
Yeah.
As he was talking about, like, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it, but yeah, well, on the way to getting there, we do our customary sharing our personal familiarities with the artists, personal experiences and such. Anyone want to go first?
I think you should. You're the jacker here. You're the reason why we're doing this.
Jacker. I'm the jacker. All right. Let me get this lube, and we can slither our way into this segment. All right, here we go. So
You're trying to turn this into the juvenile episode again.
no, I'm not. I'm trying to turn it into anything. Jesse, we've been doing this so long, we know not to try. You gotta go with the flow. As the kids
You don't
would
have
say,
to say,
the
let
vibe.
me get this lube.
It's right. I'm looking at it. I'm staring at it. It's right here. See, I'm not, you're not gonna do this to me. What's it? Okay. You hear that?
Bizarro Nardwar. We
Jesse,
didn't need to know.
Do you hear this?
No, we didn't need to know.
I'm really
No.
about this. Don't
This
do
man's
this.
This man's shaking lube into the mic.
Fleshlight Fire. Holla at me. All right. Can we start?
Bizarro Nardwar. We don't need to know. We don't have to
You're
know.
Mel from Rap Rankings. We have to know.
We
Okay?
don't have to know.
We have to know. All right. But no, they have to know. My familiarity with Jack Harlow. Okay. Look, here's the thing. I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm going to be that guy, the hipster. All right. I think I said this in the first listen for Daggone That's What They All Say. But been listening to Jack since 2015. First song I ever heard was Ice Cream. And from that moment, I said, hey, this boy is going places. He has potential. Okay, I'm not saying I'm the only one that saw it. Clearly, I wasn't. DJ Drama saw something eventually. But I said he has that something. And what that something was to me was he felt natural on the beat. A lot of white rappers lean into like the being white thing or like they play it up. It didn't feel like he was really going for that. He just wanted to be seen as a contemporary rapper like all the others. So that was interesting to me. Obviously, he's developed his look. He's a heartthrob now. I saw that coming too. Moulz was saying he looked like David Bixenspan, which he did once upon a time. But
He did.
I think he's grown into it. He's got the scruffy good look thing going. The beard, the curls are sitting right. The girls love him. They want the sweet semen. I saw this coming. I
What was
kept
the first
tabs
one you
on
heard,
him.
Mel?
Ice Cream.
And you told him, give me your ice cream and BBC right now?
Yeah. Actually, that's what he told Pharrell later on in his album. But yeah, so I kept tabs on him. Listen to like I think his first project that I heard was 17 or 18. I forgot the name of it. Maybe it was even 19. But then he put out that Gazebo. He put out Loose. Put out Confetti, which is no skips. Okay, that's how I feel about it. Okay, it's no.
So
skips
it's
on it.
twice as good as Illmatic to you.
Yes, Illmatic is a 5 out of 10. Okay, the episode is out now, season 3. I'm standing by it, but that could change at any point. But anyway, yeah. That Confetti, that's my favorite Jack project. He dropped that What's Poppin', Things Change. That started the ascent into the current realm he's in now as far as popularity. And, so, yeah, I mean, I've been a fan now for 7 years. And it felt like that debut. This comparison is going to happen naturally. But Moulz, we talked about this off air. Like, that was kind of his Thank Me Later. Or I think you said it was his So Far Gone. To me, it was like his Thank Me Later.
I'll explain when I get into my background with him.
Okay. Only other thing I'll say, because we're going to be talking a lot of Jack tonight anyway. I do want to give him an update on this because it's rare that we do like consecutive albums in the first listen series. So I just want to give him a little update on how the things changed from the first listen that they heard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. Because, the ratings aren't static. So sometime after that album, it's 2 years later now, Rendezvous
What was
7.
your initial rating?
Oh, they can listen to the episode for that. Let's make them give them those streams. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm going to just read what it is as it stands today right here. Okay. Rendezvous 7, Face of My City 8-, 21C/Delta 7+, Funny Seeing You Here 6+, Way Out 7+, Already Best Friends 6+, Keep It Light 6+, Crim, flat 7. Same guy 6. Route 66 7+. I fronted on that in the first listen. That was my biggest.
That was a money record.
I fronted.
Like
It is money. It was money. I was fronting. Tower Hero 7+. Love Is Dro 6+. What's Poppin' flat 8. Baxter Avenue 7-. What's Poppin' remix flat 6. So that's how it is today compared to whatever I was saying in that episode when we did that. But
so
that's all
stuff went up. Stuff went up. Stuff went down.
Yeah, I think just stuff went up. That Route 66 was the main thing.
Got
Bitch, I'm from Kentucky, but I'm no fucking Dixie chick. Boy, you were that. Okay, I don't know. I was off something that night, but whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I got. How about y'all?
For me, I only know about him through you, Mel.
Oh yeah. Right.
You gave that Confetto a great rating, so I checked it out.
Yeah.
And it was like whatever to me. Like I didn't dislike it. I didn't love it. It was my like what Illmatic is to you is what Confetti is to me. It's a 50% takeaway.
Got it. Wow.
I liked half of it.
Okay.
It was all right. You know, like I wasn't willing to write him off. I also wasn't compelled to really return to it. And then we did the first listen on the last one. That's what they all say. And coming off that album, I think it got like a similar rating from me as the last one, but some of the songs were stickier. You know, he was like making some bangers on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought some stock. I did. I bought some Jack stock thinking, okay, this guy might be the guy to like take Drake's spot in the game as the top guy.
Well,
so
here's the thing. Didn't I float that like idea? And it seemed premature at the time, and I'm like, I could see him potentially becoming the guy.
Yes, you floated it, and you know, not strictly off of your advice, but off of the strength of, to me, just potential that was shown on that album, and you know, the success of What's Poppin' and Tyler Hero. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy some stock in this kid. Mm-hmm. So I did. And I started believing in the idea that maybe this is going to be the guy to take the mantle from Drake. Now, what has changed for me now is that I've sold all my stock. I've sold it all. And I've came to the conclusion in the last couple weeks, when has the guy ever been a carbon copy of the last guy who came before them? I'm thinking, you know, Drake came in on the back of Lil Wayne, who really, even though they're signed to the same label, they're nothing alike.
Right.
And Lil Wayne came right off the back of Kanye West, who, again, he's not really like. Kanye came off the back of 50 Cent, who he is not like. 50 came off the back of Eminem, who he is not like. Eminem might have come off the back of, what, DMX, who he's not really like. So, you know, I've never seen a transition from top guy to top guy where the top guy that follows the top guy is basically just almost a tribute act in some aspects to the previous top guy. So I between that and what I was hearing, and it's interesting because we have to juxtapose the success of a record like First Class, which is number 1 in the country right now, to when I'm trying to think long term here, and we'll get into it in the review, why I sold all my stock. But suffice to say, I don't dislike Jack, but once I heard the singles from this album, it became very clear to me that the last album was not his Thank Me Later, because this is not about to be his Take Care.
I see. Well, I'll get into that myself as far as where my Jack stock is currently sitting.
So I've sold all my stock. I'm not proud to say that. I'm disappointed because, again, we sit and wait for someone to come and dethrone Drake, and we're going to talk about why that's not going to happen here later.
Folks, if you're a little bit confused, this concept of the guy, you know, it comes from wrestling. It's like, you know, the top guy in the company, he's got the company on his back, you know, the main eventer of main eventers, you know, he's the most visible, recognizable face in rap at the moment. Clearly, that's been Drake for a long time. A longer run than rappers usually get.
Record sales and accolades play a really large part of it. I mean, that's sort of, at least, between that and like cultural impact, I would say.
Right. And it seemed like they were priming him for this. Like, as someone who believed that he had the potential, and then like the past couple of years watching the positions he's gotten put in, like he's like, he's at the Met Gala now. He's like, the opportunities kept piling up, the visibility, the exposure. It's like, oh, they might be strapping the rocket to him after all. Mel ain't so crazy now, is he? But as we'll have to discuss during this album.
Jack, regardless of how this ends up panning out for him across his career, not since Jordan Poole have you had such an early insight into something that was going to eventually become a fixture, household name, etc. So
my man JP, I told him when I said I like that. We like the stock. When they drafted JP, I said I like this for my team, the Warriors.
He called me pre-pandemic. He said Jordan Poole. I said, say less. All right, I bought some stock. Okay. And it's paying dividends today. Okay, so Mel, I'm not coming into this review trying to down your prophetic visions in this case.
No, it's fine. It's cool. I'm good.
But
even
I have to explain why I sold the stock that you sold me on.
Right. Okay.
Moulz, you going to see that Nope when it comes out?
Who? Oh, Jordan Peele? Yeah.
Oh, Jordan Peele. Yeah.
New Jordan Poole movie.
Yeah, I'll be checking that out for sure.
Wow. I guess the rapified version of Jordan Peele, because like Peele wouldn't work as well as Poole, I guess. So, yeah, Jordan Poole movie. All right. Jesse, you got any background info you want to let him know? Let him know how you coming?
Background info on Jack Harlow. 2019 got divorce style. And bad time of my life. Looking to feel better, looking to kind of just have fun, just stay in good spirits and everything. I reached out to these fucks named Moulz Mel. Just to talk some stuff on the podcast. We wind up having such good chemistry that, a year later or something, I get invited to do the first listen of Jack Harlow. That was my introduction. And, now here I am a year and a half later almost.
Wow. I love that.
Aww. Still riding strong with the boys.
Oh, listen,
indeed.
We love Jesse. We love him.
The third member is in the building. Fresh off that Dub Lab. He left that Dub Lab studios. He went straight to Rab HQ. This man doesn't sleep.
I did.
To be Team Rab, to be in the Rab family, you work psychotically hard. It's kind of just the way that we're wired. Okay.
Pusha T review last week. It's nonstop. Day job is nonstop.
That was 2 weeks ago, Jess.
Well, see, he worked so hard, the time is blurring together.
That Pusha T
last
thing
week
dropped last week.
Nah, 2 weeks ago. Last week,
my
Action
review
Bronson
dropped
and,
last week.
Oh, his review. He's saying.
Oh, on Mike.com.
Right. That's what
Shout out to the Mandem.
Shout out
sure.
to
April 27th. It dropped. So I don't know, like 8 days ago or something.
Yeah. We'll run that up.
Juggling the fiance style. It's a lot going on in my life.
Well, from divorce style to fiance style, from that's what they all say style to come home. The kids
before we go any
style.
further, I just want to mention Jack. Can we please stop? I have to believe it's intentional at this point. What's with these? What is with him spitting in the face of grammar with these titles? I thought, okay, first album, he's maybe he's just, he's moving shaky. That's what they all say. There was no apostrophe. This time, Come Home, the Kids Miss You. No comma at all. Just
now, hold on. I understand that was his major label debut, the previous album, right?
Yes. Well, it was his. You know how the industry is today. They'll market a certain thing as a debut. I mean, he's been signed to Generation Now.
If all his music's been out on DSPs, though, this is like his fifth album.
Yeah, right. To us as people who know how this all works, you're right. We know the deal, but that was his coming out party for all intents and purposes.
Major label debut was the last album.
Right. It was marketed as such.
Right. So this is his sophomore album, technically. Yes. At least.
And he still don't know how to put no punctuation nowhere.
If we're going by what they're telling us.
Right.
Okay.
But they tell us a lot of things. They tell us that mixtapes can be commercial products now. They'll tell us deluxe editions can we can update mixes after the fact. They tell us a lot of stuff that I don't really agree with. But
quick question before we begin.
Okay.
We know you're not a jacker, but did you ever buy any stock in Jack Harlow like your boy Moulz here?
None.
0 ever at any point. Not even a single stock, just for flip style.
I mean, I had the highest takeaway from the first album.
Out of the three of us, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that's not really buying stock. None of us loved it.
That is also
none
true.
of us loved it.
I have no stock. I guess I'll talk on my feelings on some of the based off of some of the lines on here about his fame and popularity, but I have no stock. I mean, he's probably gonna be around maybe another 3 to 5 years. He's buzzing right now, but as far as being the guy, no.
I don't want to make any projections as far as his longevity, but I would assume he's going to be around longer than that. But as far as where I felt he had the potential to go as far as his artistry, we'll talk about it. Obviously.
Hey, look, I Love College was a big record, and we haven't heard from that man in a very long time.
On a mainstream level, we have not. He put out a good album in the last year or so.
Leave him alone. He's a good rapper. I like him, but I'm just saying he was the talk of the town. Okay, in 2010.
I see what you're doing. You're trying to transition, aren't you?
And it was not before long that people stopped talking about him entirely. And what's crazy is he only got better.
All right, he was the talk of the town, and then they found young Harleezy. And they said, "You my favorite new white boy. I'll do anything to make you smile."
Right, even putting you in first class with Dua Lipa, who happens to be my side piece.
Oh, aren't you some kind of movie star? You got a little secret you want to tell me? You got a side job other than rap?
Well, I got a shot over at the Churchill Downs.
Well, that's how am I gonna flip this crap? I lost it. I fumbled it. I messed up. Moulz is quicker on the uptake than me. I don't know. Something like a blade of grass.
The chance of him being the next guy is slim like a blade of grass.
That's right. So he might have to pull a Lindsay Lohan and star in a remake of The Parent Trap with Justin Timberlake.
Oh, man. I think that role is going to be poison to his career.
Well, thankfully, he's got a nail tech, as he mentions on that single.
Maybe he'll end up back in Kentucky working at the state fair.
You want to do the
all
album?
that said,
we did it.
It's over.
All right.
Check it out. It's a new album. Thanks for the check from Atlantic Records. And remember, it's finally good to hear rap again on a 2022 album.
Oh, fuck that woman.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that right now. Okay.
I didn't say any names.
You didn't.
Yeah.
Where's LL? Okay, I need LL to speak.
Please, man, don't get with that bullshit.
Okay. Right.
The point I was trying to make was there's a guy that you guys say he's a carbon copy of. He's not reaching his level of fans and reach, and there's a guy dropping an album next week that we might have to be up till 8 a.m. doing a
I'm
damn
dreading it.
first
I'm dreading
listen
it
of.
because
He doesn't have that reach.
No, I never assume that.
Right, so he's not going to be the guy.
All right. Well, let's put the narratives aside because that's for lesser podcasts and get into the actual music. Actually, speaking of the actual music, I'm sorry, y'all, but I just got to get this off because I feel like I have to get this off now because it's going to be outdated in a while. We didn't do this guy's album for a first listen, but Future, he just put out that album. But I Never Liked You.
I never liked you.
Yeah, I never liked you.
Presently my lowest rated album of the year.
Oh, brother. I'll hit the buzzer for that. Yeah, look, here's the thing. This is all I want to say. There's a song on there. It's the best song on there, featuring Drake. AKA Carbon. Well, no, he wouldn't be the copy. Jack's the copy. He's the original print. Anyway, Drake's on the song. I like the song. It went from a 7-. It's up to a 7+ now. But here's the deal. So the song featuring it's Wait For You, featuring Drake and Tim's.
Yeah, from the Future album. I remember.
Yeah. So we didn't do a first listen, so I got to get this off now because, like I said, it'll be too late later. So Tim's is singing in the background.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say this, okay? Now this is a childish Mel moment, so I apologize. But for those of you out there who are familiar with the Pokemon franchise, there is a Pokemon called Wobbuffet, okay? And in the anime, the cartoon, if you will, he would always all the Pokemon say their names, but I brought in an example of him. So listen to Wobbuffet.
Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet.
Okay, you heard him. That's what he sounds like, right?
Yeah.
So here's the deal. On this song, Tim's is singing. And tell me what this sounds like. It sounds like Wobbuffet. And that's all I hear. I can't hear anything else. I don't know what she's actually saying. But, I don't want to find out. Because usually I like to enjoy my nonsense. It's like the thing with Sean Paul. Moulz is like, got a lot of cheese up in my ass. That's what it sounded like to me growing up. But I know that's not what he said. But I don't want to find out the actual lyrics.
Listen, because I think I mentioned this on our very first actual mainline episode of the show, Graduation by Kanye West.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I didn't, though. Sometimes I hear, I'm Morador, trips to Florida. Morador. Fucking
I'm
Lord
Morador, trips to Floridor. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to get that off because I wanted to know if there's anyone else in the world that hears that too. That's really the only reason I played that, because I can't unhear Wobbuffet.
Children's media enthusiasts unite.
Right. Yeah. This is what they mean by you're scaring the hoes.
Oh, I know. I already know. Listen, I know my lot in life at this point. At 29, I figured it out.
You can turn it around.
I don't want to turn it around. I want Rab. Okay, that's all I want. Rab
so
rankings, money
you want the hoes to be
take
scared.
care of my loved ones.
You want the hoes to be scared.
Yeah, they should be. Life is scary. Get with the program. All right.
You don't have to go out of your way to scare them.
I think the spirit of this Kevin Samuels character is getting in me right now.
Wow, from Corey Helms to Kevin Samuels, it can't seem to catch a fucking break.
Oh, this is bad. Okay. I'm telling you folks, on my dad's, I don't know anything about this guy really, other than that he's problematic and toxic. Anyway, rest in peace.
Funny guy. I'll say that. I'm not a supporter.
Jesse would be the one to say that, though.
I'm not a supporter. I don't stand for the things he says, but he has an entertaining, or he had, if he's no longer with us, he had an entertaining delivery. That's all I'll say.
So basically how you feel about academics.
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm not a supporter of Trump. I'm not a supporter of any of these guys. They got good deliveries. I'm gonna give them props. I'm not gonna say, oh, I didn't laugh at that.
This man said, I'm gonna give them props.
Look, we know about that orange boy, okay? He was a headache. But yeah, his flow, his delivery, that's what got him elected. That was honestly a 9 or a 10,
Right.
We got to be honest here. We're always honest on this show. I don't want the man back. He gets on my nerves. He's a weirdo. All right.
So you rate Trump's flow higher than any song on this album?
Unfortunately, yes. But come on. When he gives you stuff like this,
shut up, silly woman.
Okay, that's who in the right mind would say something?
He was reading a poem or something. It was a part of something he was reading.
The delivery was still money. Okay, so. Anyway, before they think we're one of those podcasts, we should get to the music. All right, y'all ready?
Fresh and Fash.
Yeah, fresh show fit. Yeah, I don't like them. Yeah. All right, here we go. Track 1, Talk of the Town. I don't have production credits on me, but
me neither, and I only know who produced 3 or 4 of the songs.
All right. It's the first listen to us. All right. I'll go first. Flat 7.
7-, Sting Me Baby.
Flat 6.
Okay. Look, first listen.
One more time. Let's hear it for the Jackers in the building tonight.
I'll bring in the applause. You can repeat it and be like, I said, let's hear it for the Jack.
Yeah. I said, let's hear it for the Jackers tonight in the building. Thank you. Thank you. And let's hear it for the Harlots tonight. Let's give it up for the Harlots. Come on, let's hear it. Thank you. Thank you.
Technically, I'll have production credits in 7 minutes.
What, in 7 minutes?
What does that mean?
Yeah. Oh, when the album officially...
Right,
Stop snitching on us, Jesse. All right, look. We real ones, okay? We come from a culture of digital files and physical media, okay? If we can get our hands on something early, we're going to get to it, you know? Like...
Look, I'm leaving with something, like Denzel says, you know?
Oh, right, yeah. What do you say? I'm going to leave with something.
I'm around the way. I'm going to leave with something.
Shout out to Denzel. But listen, let's talk of the town. It's your obligatory status update record, which makes sense given the, lineage here. Drake, you know, we know how he likes to kick off things occasionally.
We get, that piano loop, no drums underneath, and, him interacting with that slowed down, sort of screwed up Destiny's Child sample.
Oh, listen, about that, I just got to say, all right, I warned y'all about this last first listen on that daggone Love Is Dro, okay? And y'all acted like I was bugging out, all right? Now he's flipping more black music, okay? This Destiny's Child.
These white men are dangerous.
Okay? But I actually like what he did with it. Yeah. It was fun. It was cheeky.
I'd say it's also tastefully layered in there. It's not the focus of the record. Right. Some minor percussion comes in after that. Then we get a simple sort of intro bars, Jack laying out that he's in a different place than he was before. I just wrote nothing crazy, but it's a decent enough tone setter for me.
I actually feel like you, Moulz, because usually this is one of your complaints, but I was like, it's too short. I know it's an intro and everything, but it's not even presented like an intro. It's presented like it's going to be a record, and then it just ends, And I'm like, oh.
I would say for the length, given that it's an intro, it seems like we didn't need all of the sort of machinations going on in the beat with no beat, then sample, then the beat kind of comes in.
Right, it sounds like it's gonna keep going for another minute or two.
It's building into a song. I feel like you could almost say we don't need the drums at all if we're not gonna go there.
Yeah,
But it's cool. I think it's fine enough for me. I'm not mad at it.
Right. So. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got about this. Listen, it's a first listen. You're like, what about the lyrics? I mean, yeah, of course there are lyrics on there I enjoyed enough. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't give it a flat 7, But
there's a couple of songs where I'll point out the lyric is good or bad.
Of course, it's coming.
But this is just it's light. It's an intro.
If you're a fellow jacker like me, you know it's coming eventually, right? Just got to keep jacking. Oh, brother, this show. All
Jesse.
Right. Jesse.
Not oh, brother, this show. Oh, brother, 1/3 of the show.
No, listen, don't act like you the straight man. Okay, see, Jesse trying to trick y'all tonight because Jesse's the real wild boy. And a lot of times we follow his lead and we love him for it. But if you're the first time ever sitting with us, you might think Jesse's the straight man, okay? He's fooling y'all. He tricked y'all, man, okay?
Hotline style is getting myself over style. I don't just come on the mic talking about, Jack and just as a play on words on the man's name.
Look, folks, you can go through the back catalog of Jesse appearances. You'll see that this man is bamboozling you right now.
Oh, Christmas special coming. That's in the works.
All right.
All my greatest moments.
How do you feel about this talk of the town?
My notes just say, I hate that Destiny Child sample. Corny young white kids will think this is great. And that's it.
Wow. Oh, man.
I have much more extensive notes.
I take issue with that because I'm a corny, young adjacent, white adjacent kid, and I don't think this is great.
I'm talking about early 20s to teenagers.
I think this is whatever. It's fine. It's light. It's an intro.
Moulz said
I said they'll think it's great. I didn't say that they'll like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't think it's great.
I'm talking about the 19-year-olds.
Because I'm Caucasian.
I'm talking about the 19 and 20-year-olds of the world.
That again?
Yeah, that Matt Hardy. Yeah.
And because I'm white. Because I'm Caucasian.
That's what Jack is saying to himself right now whenever he's going to get criticism, you know? Anyway, I feel you though, Jesse, because...
Do you have a rating on this?
Yeah,
Flat
he gave it a
six.
flat 6.
Oh, flat 6. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at a flat 6. I mean, I'm really not mad at it. I'm not mad.
Look, in this world, in America...
I'm not mad. I'm not fucking mad!
Okay. In America, on planet Earth, I feel, Jesse, because like this hip hop thing, it comes from us. You know, it is a black genre. It is a genre created by people of color, to use the modern terminology. And there's a good reason to be protective or watchful over it, because we know how things get distorted, bastardized, diluted.
I'm okay with Jack Harlow.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you're not okay with it.
existence,
I'm just saying, though, for people who may not be at this point, I mean, that'd be surprising. But in 2022, if you're not tapped into how racial politics work here on Earth, you know, a lot of things that may be innocent, you still have to look at with an eye of scrutiny, because before you know it, it's gone. It's not yours anymore. And they're telling you what it is when they didn't make it. So, yeah. Anyway.
There's a perfect drop for this, but you probably haven't heard this album. Mel, there's a rant old DB went on his second album, Redacted Please. I think it's called Rolling With You. Moulz, you familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all white people trying to take over y'all shit. Y'all motherfuckers better be happy. It's a pretty good rant. You guys should do that album one day.
I'll look into it. But, you know, we can never have too many drops.
All right.
But,
Hold on.
What, are you getting it right now?
No, I got credits for you.
Oh, credits. All right, because
Credits?
the album came out. Production credits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're still on Talk of the Town, right? So we can get them all.
Yeah, we can get them off. In the meantime, while Jesse's pulling that up, all we're saying is, Jack,
And you ain't black.
okay. So
That's just fine. But
right, this is fine.
you know, just know your place. At the
And I
same
think
time,
he knows
you know?
that. He knows that. Like, we don't have to tell him that.
He's one of the examples. I'd say Mac Miller as well, where you know they're a lot more self-aware about their place in the genre.
To use the
Moulz.
white people language that they patronize us with. He's one of the good ones. It seems. So yeah. You got
So
credits,
it's-
Jesse?
So it seems.
Moulz, Mac
But-
Miller, all good guys.
Moulz is a
Espada.
good white adjacent man. Mac Miller was cool. Rest in peace, of course. Jack seems cool.
with Moulz and me.
Oh, hold on.
You'll get that. You'll get that
Season 9.
eventually.
Season 9.
Season 9.
Yeah. Who produced this, Jesse?
I don't know. The thing dropped a minute ago, and Spotify's not acting like they don't want to pull it
you're
up.
on that. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm on that Spotto.
Oh, I thought you had Andrew Barber coming through with the notes.
No.
brother, let's not do that.
Like, speaking of, I'm fine with white people participating in the culture.
Oh,
Just
here
don't
we
say
go.
no. Just don't say things like about like the Black Star album. If you got something negative to say, the first one. That's all.
Okay.
And you ain't black. That's it.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a
Come home, the kids
pretty
miss
short
you.
list of rules for entry, honestly. Don't diss the
Okay.
Black Star album, and you ain't black.
All right. Well, yeah, after we get some Regal Harlow with these chords and piano keys.
And
we
I
can-
prefer William Regal.
William Regal's another great white man. Okay. He's a good one. But yeah, you want to move on?
All
We
right.
have
Talk
to.
of the Town credits.
Oh, here it comes.
Still looking for these?
I got it. They came up finally. Produced by Angel Babe Truth Lopez. I guess
What
it's
a
Angel
name.
Diaz's brother. Jack Harlow, Roger Chai Hayed. I don't know. These are all sound like fucks to me.
All right. Oh,
Nikki
brother,
John
come on.
Pabone. And two
Al
for
Capone.
Nikki John Pabone. And 2 for Wine. It's the number 2 F O
Oh,
R
I know
W
this. I've
O
seen the
Y
name
N
on Harlow albums before. It's like, yeah, I forgot.
2
to
for
spell it.
Wine.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. He's
I got
good
nothing
stuff.
for that. Are we good to move on now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm ready. Okay.
All right.
Mel, get my archival ready. Just play the first 3 seconds, I guess.
All right.
Because when this song started, it popped me because I thought he was paying homage to this Young Harleezy.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So just first 3 seconds of my archival.
Track 2, Young Harleezy.
Produced by all the same people. Add a guy named Charlie Handsome and Nemo Achita.
Charlie Handsome. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I give this another flat 7.
Holy shit! I was on point. Sorry.
Huh?
My archival is 100% accurate. He did pay homage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to play that now then?
Sure. First 3 seconds.
Okay.
Right there. That part. That was how the beat.
Okay.
That's how the beat started, and it says Lamont Coleman in. Yeah, and it says Lamont Coleman in the writing credits for the song.
Okay.
So they did pay homage.
Harlow
Somebody was a fan of that
really,
song produced by Ron Browse, I guess.
Yeah, Harlow's, a lot of the narrative going in this album is he wanted to prove to people who didn't yet know this that he is truly hip hop, so sneaking some Big L on there, yeah, that's a way to do it, I guess. But yeah, Moulz, Jesse, ratings?
Just like the last song, 7- for me. Ding Me Baby.
7- went to a 7+ when the beat switched.
Oh, okay. So 7+.
No, flat 7.
Flat 7.
Oh, okay. Mathematics style. Right. Okay. Yeah, what did I say here? I said, sounds like a blog era beat. Feels like Gazebo Harlow. Snoop shows up. Doggy Style review out now. It was the season finale of season 8. I said some Mac Miller fans might take Snoop's comments the wrong way because he was like Jack, or should I say Mac? I could feel him reaching for the pitchforks, but he meant like MACK. Jack had some lines. This is not Vanilla Ice or Beastie Boys.
Yeah, I took note of that. Beastie Boys are a good rap group. They're legends. I don't know what that was about.
Well, he's got to address the lineage of white rappers that come before him. So the Vanillos, the Beastos, yeah.
Right, but I don't know. Putting Vanilla Ice next to the Beastie Boys is kind of a slap in the face to the Beastie Boys.
I feel you, yeah.
Like, the Beastie Boys weren't some, one-hit wonder clown show group. They were legends in the 80s and the 90s, even in the 2000s.
Right. Yeah, he's, seemingly soaking in his new standing in life. He says, heartthrob lifestyle, I cannot fake it. I said, I called it. I've been calling he's a heartthrob. It was going to happen.
That's another line I noted. All of that's happening in the third verse, by the way. But I'll get into that. This kind of starts different than how it ends up. Jesse was mentioning the beat switch. Starts out like kind of like an anecdotal, braggadocious, introspective joint. But before the first verse can even finish, the beat changes into sort of like a tango sounding thing. Like a little bit of a Latin flavor to it. I definitely like the second beat more than the beat that the song starts out with. The OG beat never really comes back. Jack is a little more flossy on this part, and I don't really know the point of starting the song off the way he did and then switching for 2/3 of it to this. It should have just been this for the whole song. But the third verse almost put me off the entire song. It's weird hearing a white dude refer to women as snow bunnies.
Well, he was saying, if I recall, it was like for his boys. He was like,
yeah, I get it, but it's very much like, look, I got black friends, so I'm calling white girls snow bunnies, and I've never heard a white guy refer to white women as snow bunnies before.
Hey, well, it's look, he told his friends,
Them white women are over there if you want one.
You mentioned Vanilla Ice and
Young
Beastie
Dinner Roll
Boys.
footage?
No, it ain't. No, it's some viral clip. Some young white kid.
Heartthrob Lifestyle, I Cannot Fake It. I wrote that he nearly corned himself out of a 7- on this, but I like.
I mean, he was being honest. You know?
The third verse of the song is pretty corny to me, but outside of it, it wasn't bad.
Okay. Jesse?
My notes say I popped thinking it was that Big L song, which it turns out to be, that he was paying homage to. 7- to a flat 7 when the beat switched. He's talking about RPGs. That's that Mel life.
I've never actually played that many RPGs, but I don't have it.
I played them as a kid. It's fine. Chrono Trigger's a classic.
Oh, look at that. Weevu Jesse?
I thought he was referring to RPGs like the weapon.
Well, he was, I believe. But
I didn't know there was a weapon called an RPG.
Yeah, it's like an explosive, right? Like a missile or something.
Isn't it like a rocket launcher type of deal?
Yeah, RPG.
I really thought he was talking about a role-playing
rocket-propelled
game.
grenade is what it means.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about a role-playing game. Learn something new every day. My notes say it sounds like R. Kelly would sing on the second part of the song. It sounds like Fiesta a little bit.
Yeah.
This can't just be luck. Newsflash, you're white, is what I said. Yeah, it's not luck. You're white. They need a new white savior. He doesn't have sons. He's talking about he has sons. He doesn't have sons.
I mean, but
he
you
is
know
a son.
Man. You know what he meant.
He
He's
is
like
a
sonning
son.
people. It's you know.
Yeah,
He doesn't have
he is a
sons.
son. We know about him.
And the whole line was like, you know what? He's like, shout out to Nikki. I got a lot of sons or something.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, because she's always
like,
talking about all these bitches as my sons or whatever.
and I don't want custody.
I
Don't
guess,
get me started.
you know what?
Don't get me
I guess
started
that's a
on
good
Stupid
time to
Elf.
bring this up for the first time. This is a 2011 ass album. From the features to the bars to the references to the production style. This thing could have came out over 10 years ago and wouldn't have felt out of place or particularly next level.
I mean, this is kind of like, it feels like it's supposed to be his Take Care. So, yeah.
Stupid Hoe by Nicki Minaj was like a 8+ to me. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, that's where she mentioned bitches is my sons and I don't want custody. Notes say this is not Vanilla Ice or Beastie Boys. Notes say the Beastie Boys were way better. Fake Olu Daro trumpets. She a vegan trying to eat your boy. And that was it.
Yeah, that's all in the third verse. Just the like corny line after corny line, almost selling the song short and making me not like it at all. So
I'll say this because I guess it could potentially tie into this, quote unquote corniness. This current space Jack is in, this like trajectory he's been on for the past few years, seems like about, and it's funny because I saw it in him from the beginning, at least I felt, but he seems really preoccupied with making sure he sounds as natural and loose and, you
can say it, Mel.
What?
Black.
I mean, I actually wasn't. I don't think so much sounding
Because
at home on a beat
here's the
and
thing.
sounding.
Eminem is a multi-platinum fucking diamond rapper. He's a huge success. He's not the first. I saw Peter Rosenberg bring Jack in for an interview.
I was going to mention that.
And he was like, "You're the first." Like, and felt like he couldn't say what he was trying to say, which was, "You're the first to be cool like a black guy."
Well, he was saying like, you're the first white rapper to have like club records.
Yeah,
And Jack was like,
true.
well, Eminem didn't
Not even
make
just
club
Eminem.
records
What
per
about
se, but,
what about Bubba Sparks? What about Paul Wall? Like,
Right.
he
I was gonna
is.
say
the
Paul
but
Wall.
this is but I think to Rosenberg's point, which I rarely ever get to say, they were never as big as Jack is right now.
That's fair. Yes.
So like in terms of being a prominent white rapper like an Eminem in making songs like this, you could argue that he'd be the first, And I think here's about that though. I think white boys in rap usually couldn't afford to or weren't cool enough to make like the laid back jiggy records. Unless we're talking like a Paul Wall. And the reason why is I feel like they had to be attack hip hop because they had to prove their keep. It's like if you're going to be in this black genre, you got to like really be elemental about it, like about the core elements, prove that you respect this stuff. To come in trying to be cool, you might get the side eye. Now, I think things have changed culturally to where I guess you were open to a Jack Harlow.
To be cool, but to not be a caricature like someone like a Riff Raff, for example.
Well, Riff Raff is a whole other thing. Like, he's a walking meme. So I think Jack Harlow is trying to be the smooth talking everyman that, like, say, a Drake could be.
Yes, he's trying to be Drake. I mean, it's very obvious throughout this album. There's no denying it at this point.
And, coming into this album, I was afraid he was going to fall into, because he kept saying, like, I want to prove, like, I'm here to play ball. Like, I'm here to go head to head with the top guys in the game, as not just, a mainstream act, but as a rapper, as a person in hip hop. I want to prove my keep. So I was afraid it's like, oh, is this going to be his, like, rapidy rap album? And not afraid because I think he can't do it, but afraid because me rooting for him just in terms of his whole narrative, thinking, he is talented enough to have a spot in that mainstream conversation. I'm like, don't neglect what got you here at this point. Like, keep giving him the what's poppins and all that. Like, we don't need the Dusty album yet, Now, this is me, of course, though, having heard the previous projects and knowing he can rap, as they say. Like, just bar out for 2-3 minutes. But that actually isn't what he fell into on this album.
He'll never have the musical respect that Mac Miller had.
I wouldn't say never, because initially, I don't think anyone saw that.
Mac Miller was almost amongst hip hop heads and like critics was panned for years until he put out Watching Movies with the Sound Off.
Right, I'm talking about from that point on. I'm talking about Jack Harlow will probably never work with Flying Lotus.
He's already worked with Static Selecta,
Listen, Jesse, he's shouting out Mavi on this album. It's very possible his career trajectory could be another 3 to 5 years in the spotlight, and then he transitions into essentially the same thing Asher Roth was doing, was sort of burying himself into the underground.
I don't see it happening. He's too big at this point.
I just wouldn't rule it out. Well, yeah, if you want to talk about his current popularity and what people expect from him, it'd be trickier.
And he's signed to a major label. It's not going to happen.
He can drop a tape. It doesn't have to be an album. You can drop a tape.
And listen, Mac dropped Good AM on Warner Brothers, and there's a fair deal of stuff that comes from the music that he wanted to be making around that time.
I'm a deranged motherfucker. Took so many up.
But as far as I know, Mac never had a number one hit, right?
Yeah, that's true. He never had a number one.
Yeah, Atlantic wants this Jack Harlow guy. They want him to keep chasing that.
And I'm saying, don't rule out the possibility that he'll do just the side.
I'm saying, like, if and when you say he's got 3 to 5 years in him at this level. So what happens after that?
A fall off like everyone else does?
Yeah, but what's he going to do during the quote-unquote fall off? The music doesn't have to fall off. Only the popularity does.
He'll keep putting out music and, yeah.
This is the same thing. Because keep in mind, the first time I ever heard this kid, even before Mel brought him up to me, was on a Static Selecta album. Just keep that in mind.
His fate is going to be the same as DaBaby and, all these other Roddy Ricch, all these other people that just they have these big buzzes and fall off. Huh?
I think you're putting him in the wrong category.
DaBaby was on his way out of here regardless of if he didn't say anything crazy or didn't do anything crazy.
We'll never know.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned DaBaby, Jesse, because I brought up DaBaby in reference to Jack on the phone with Mel last week, and I was saying the reason why I think Jack's not making songs like What's Poppin' and Tyler Harrow anymore is because
didn't want to be typecast.
He didn't want to be typecast the same way that people hear that, bum ba dum bum 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 bum. You hear that, or the
right, and you could say Industry Baby had the energy too. A little in Nail Tech.
A little in Nail Tech, and before you know it,
right,
they're like, nah, we're good on him, and they're making baby jokes about him, basically.
Right, you're the Renaissance fair rapper, just like DaBaby was rapping on his I forgot the jokes they were making, his types of beats, So
he had to switch it up, and he'll probably switch it up again because he can't be pigeonholed because they'll be done with him. I don't think he's talented enough to withstand being pigeonholed.
I think that and Jesse basically called the the death of him in 3 to 5 years. And it wouldn't even necessarily have to do with whatever decisions he makes, because we know this industry, this this profession is fickle. You know, if the public decides they're done with you, a lot of times you don't have to lead them to that decision. They just make that decision for you.
There was, when we started this show, there were two rappers who were the talk of the town. DaBaby and Megan Thee Stallion. That was when we started this program. Mm-hmm. And we've seen them come and go ever since. We've seen more people in their spot since then.
Roddy Ricch the Box was on top for like mad weeks. And
oh my God.
They ran him off of Twitter, bro.
Right. And that Rockstar remix, DaBaby and Roddy Ricch, we were saying that number one because we do the Billboard every week. We were saying that was number one for weeks.
Yeah. You know,
but stars aren't nurtured anymore, and the industry doesn't really put in. I was talking to Cam Like, shout out to the father earlier in the DMs, and you know, just about the state of the major label rap album these days. And maybe it's COVID or something, but the last 2 to 3 years, the QC on these things is terrible. From the production to the sequencing to the number of tracks they decide to put on these things. You know, to the mixing, there's just issues across the board that need to be addressed. And it seems to mainly affect mainstream major label rap albums. It's not something that I'm seeing is affecting a lot of the independent releases.
I think Jack seems to be a very self-aware artist, which I appreciate. So, God forbid, you know, because I'm trying to wish no failure on the boy. But if the public switches up on him and decides, all right, we, you know, drop him like Andy and Woody, I'm done with you. I don't want to have, you know, play with you anymore.
Which they're known to do. We have a very fickle public these days, especially, you know, you combine that with the state of the industry and the state of the mainstream rap album. It's not a good mix. It's a toxic mix, as a matter of fact.
Somebody say toxic. My new album, I Never Liked You, out now.
Rab Fuge.
Yeah, Rab Fuge. Did you see that video he put out today? Not thinking about that.
Is it the Thames one with Drake and his medieval?
Yeah, it's that song. And they're in medieval times, and he's the toxic king, and Drake is like his consigliere, basically.
I saw the pictures on Drake's Instagram.
Great concept. I don't know about the execution.
Maybe I'll just leave it at looking at the pictures then.
Yeah, you're fine. That'll be fine. But yeah, Jack, I think he's self-aware enough to, if they decide they don't want to play with him anymore, and he has the chops to do this, he could be like, all right, well, maybe if they don't want me in a mainstream pop rapper sense anymore, then I could have a second life as a rapper, you know, making tapes.
When we get to the song, which is him and Drake rapping together, I'm going to talk to you about why that's not going to be a possibility.
Okay. Well, it's a stretch because honestly, if you ask me, I don't really see it because when you've gotten to these heights,
it's tough to go back. It's almost hard to swallow your pride and
it's hard for them to, I mean, yeah, him swallowing his pride, but also the public, they know you as this pop rapper.
No.
So even if you tried to reinvent yourself.
I'm a massive 50 Cent stan, really. I'm a G-Unit soldier. We're doing Get Rich or Die Trying. It'll be out very, very soon on the feed. It's kicking off season 9. But when he left Interscope after Before I Self-Destruct, he put out one independent album. And I think he saw those numbers and was like, fuck it, I'm going to just keep making movies and TV shows. Because he reached a certain level, it's hard to sort of swallow your pride and say, oh shit, they don't want me anymore. At least in this role, in this capacity. Right. You know, we've seen Jack on Instagram with Drewski, and they have good chemistry. Maybe there's a future for them doing...
Well, listen, we know Jack's going to be in that White Man Can't Jump reboot. I mean, I think it's smart to already start diversifying early.
Yeah, you know? I think, you know, and that's really what the modern star is. They're social media star. They make music. They're in movies. Like, I mean, God, I hate to bring this guy up after all the things that I've heard about him this week, but look at that fucking guy, Pete Davidson, all right? He's on SNL. He's in I saw him in a trailer for a horror movie that's coming out.
What is it, multi-hyphenate? He ain't that. All right, he ain't like that. Okay,
I don't know. I don't know what everywhere.
It is. The rumor is he has a big dick. I don't know. That must be it because I don't see it. All right, and I'm not no Kanye stan, so it ain't got nothing to do with that.
I'm not. I'm far from it. I'm a Taylor Swift stan, but
where my Swifties at?
I can't abide. I can't abide by Pete Davidson. I have to ride with Kanye on this one.
I ain't riding with neither of them, but Pete
probably
Davidson
a smart decision.
is a dweeb. All right, and so is
He
Kanye.
seems,
but
it seems to be not everything. It's not all what it seems over there.
yeah. Well,
The real victim in all of this seems to be Ray J, quite frankly, from what I'm reading. But that's not. We're not here to litigate what's going on with that family,
pieced
especially.
it up.
What's
what
up?
did you say?
They pieced it up, Ray J and Kim.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
they did.
Yeah,
Well,
they
it's still
had
not-
like a
It's
It
still
was like
not
a
fair what they did
misunderstanding.
to Ray J. Yeah, it was quite the misunderstanding. I
they
must
didn't
say.
do anything then.
All right.
They told some
Well,
lies.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they said that he leaked the tape, and it was a arranged thing where they signed a deal with AVN that Kim and Chris and Ray J were all.
Oh, they accused him of leaking tape?
Yes,
He'll be fine.
and they framed it as if it was revenge porn. That's what the whole situation. It made him look very bad, and it cost him a lot of opportunities throughout his career.
He's not lost an opportunity.
Look,
It's fine.
Smut Mel checking in real quick. I've seen
No,
the tape
no.
a long time ago.
No,
I just
we
want
don't
to
need
say
to discuss the tape.
flat 6. Okay.
I've seen the tape before. All I gotta say is, oh, Ray J.
Oh, brother.
That means you've seen it more than once to remember quotes.
That's
not
not
exactly. You can
that's
see
how
someone
six.
You know,
How
I
can
mean,
Yeah,
I
I'll go
only
6.
before this review, I only heard First Class once, but we've been saying Sweet Seaman ever since.
look, if you want to talk celebrity sex tapes, all right,
There's not a good one that exists.
That was a 6. Paris Hilton, One Night in Paris, that was a 5.
Didn't see it.
Now, Tiwa Tequila actually put up
No.
a little 7 minus.
Oh,
you
no,
ask
we
me.
know about you, you sick freak.
What?
Lupe Fuentes, we know about you.
What? What about Lupe Fuente? She's great. She's retired.
She's a
DJ
little
now.
person. Let's move on.
No, she's not. No, she's not a little person. Little person. She's petite, as they say.
Is that Little
She's not a
Lupe you
little
talking
person.
about?
Huh?
AKA Little Lupe. Her name's Little
Who are we
Lupe.
talking
Yeah,
about?
because she's
Food
tiny.
and
Not
liquor.
because she's like, okay.
The cool.
When you say little people, I'm thinking like, little people. She's not a little person. She's a little person.
No?
She's not a little person. She's a little person. Is that your ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding?
What? What is?
Vanilla
Yeah.
Ice. I didn't go
Ice.
ding, 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 diggy,
I'm
ding,
thinking
ding.
of daggone Queen.
Ding, 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 ding. She's 4'9", Mel.
That's like standard for women.
You
Some
like
women.
little woman porn.
No, all right. See, this is the thing with Jesse, folks. Is like
Lupe
all right,
Fuentes.
I'm not
4'9".
No, we're not gonna do this.
She's
All right.
4'9".
For a woman, that's like fine. All right. Anyway,
In
Sex-
2009,
anyway,
No, in
Where's
2009, I went to her Wikipedia. In 2009, federal agents arrested a man in Puerto Rico on suspicion of possessing child porn that included her. At trial, a pediatrician testified that she was underage based on her appearance. Lawyers for the defense subpoenaed her to show her passport, proving she was 19 at the time. She looked like a child, Mel.
Hi guys. Okay, we're gonna
stop with this.
and we're gonna talk.
We're gonna
about
talk about
something
something else.
Jesus.
4'9".
Jesse. Jesus.
4'9"
no.
being mistaken for that child porn.
No,
Yep,
that's
we know about
Here's
him.
the thing, though. We can shut all this down right now because when I discovered her, I was like 15. So, like, no.
Wait,
No.
79 pounds. She's a little person, Mel. 4'9",
All right,
79
are we
pounds.
ready to move on from the narratives? We gotta
That's-
talk this music. All right,
that's-
we're a better show
I
than
mean,
this.
That's terrible. Really, it
Stop it!
says,
Stop
It
it!
says a lot.
No.
It says a lot.
No, it doesn't.
When you
No,
were
speaks
running down your
volumes.
when you were running down your smut rankings on the juvenile episode, we'll move on after this. When you were running down your smut rankings on the juvenile episode, her name came up, and I was like,
Listen. So you tell me Lupe Fuentes can have a career. Piper Perry can't have a career. Dolly Little can't have a career because they're like smaller than other people.
No one's saying they can't have a career, but you watching them is suspect.
And I watch
because
other people too, like
they're-
Abello.
But
Okay.
I'm saying it's clearly infantilized adult women who look like children.
I don't look into
That's
that.
the
I don't look
that's
into
the
that.
appeal.
You can look up. Tell God to pull up the ledger. Pull up my smut history. That has never been a fetish of mine. Like the teen cat. I stay far. I don't care about that.
4'9",
Like-
79
But
pounds.
you can.
Want to know how I
but you
discovered
can
Lupe
name.
Fuentes?
You just
I
named
watched her 'cause
three
she
off the
was
top
hot.
of. You just named 3 off the top of your
because
head.
I remember body types.
But I was
okay. I'm a smut man. What are we?
But I was
right.
eavesdropping, and you couldn't name one black porn star.
Why are we bringing this up again?
This is facts. It do be facts, like Vince Sable says. Okay. I have a boy who's a connoisseur. You want to know his quote on Piper Perry?
What's that?
We're gonna fuck her because she's small. That's why they cast her.
No, because she's a throat goat. All right, that's what I got to say. End of story.
Those are facts. Print that. Tweet that. I'm tired of the false narrative.
Can we move on?
I discovered Lupe Fuentes from the Howard Stern show. They had her on there because she was a freak of nature.
Look, all I know is fucking kick
Can we
push.
move on? No.
Yeah, let's move on, Mel. We know about you.
No.
We know.
None.
All right. We know.
Track 3. I'd do anything to make you smile. Who produced this?
Let's see here. Too many damn people. All those same people. Add a guy named Bobby Critical. Why are there so many damn producers on these beats? Angel, Babe, Truth Lopez, Boy Wonder. I'll add Boy Wonder in there. Charlie Handsome, Jack Harlow, Roger Chahed, Bobby Critical, 2 for Wine, Nemo Achita, Nicky John Pabone.
Man,
Okay.
no one's making any money off these beats.
All them people to get a flat 6.
6+.
I went 6 minus.
Oh wow, that's the
Today's mathematics.
the flat, the plus, and the minus, right?
That's the Prada.
Oh, that's the yeah.
That's both actually.
It's both.
Wow.
Yeah.
Today's mathematics is a 5% term. Their holy number is 7. That's why I always say that.
Oh, so it's only when we have 3 7s in some
Right,
capacity.
that's today's mathematics. Right.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so
the
this is
flat
only-
number, the plus, and the minus modifications are something that we can never remember. But it was 3 6s, so I got to hit this.
I'm a chill, baby. We don't want the devil in this bitch now.
All right. Look, this track was the title. The song when you dropped the track this is what I was most concerned about. It turns out it wasn't as pandering as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as saccharine as I thought it was going to be.
Back to 50. It's a closing bar on one of the verses of 21 Questions. You know my style.
Correct.
I'd do anything to make you smile.
Make you smile.
Correct.
That song is a 10, but free rating. I've been saying that on the show before. They know how I feel about 21 Questions. But yeah, they'll find out more real soon. But yeah.
All right, hold on to that rating because that's a free point for me in the game. Don't listen and switch up.
Huh? What?
Don't listen back and then be like, "Oh no, it's actually a 9 minus."
No, that song has been a 10 since it literally.
I got a
came
free
out for
point
me.
then. I hope Cameron's doesn't listen to this one.
Oh, you hope? Jesus. Look, this is as perfect time as any on this track 3.
I wouldn't fear Cam. I'd fear fucking Maldo if I were you.
Yeah, Maldo.
Yeah, you should be shook of Maldo and Big Johnson. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you got to be afraid of.
AKA Mel's Wagyu funds.
No. Mel's FanDuel reparation fund. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, look, I'm going to hit this because this is the appropriate track and there's going to be more of this. Okay, look, this track 3, if you ask me, this album.
This for the bitches, nigga.
Okay.
And what's funny is that song is called I'll Do Anything. Off of
There
the
you
War
go.
Angel LP by 50 Cent.
That's the one where he has like the wings, right?
Yes. He looks like a Dark Souls boss.
There you go. He comes in, he was like, I do anything to make you smile, bitch. I said he didn't need the bitch ender. With some lines. They bring bread to the table. Oh no, he was like, the bread keep coming like Golden Corral. My question was, do they bring bread to the table at Golden Corral, or is it
I've
unlimited?
I've been to Golden Corral several
warmer,
times, and I've never been brought anything to the table.
I mean, he
quite
could
frankly.
mean just like up there with the rest of the items, but like I can't even remember a bread section. It's been a long time.
There's plenty of places who do bring bread to your table. Cheesecake Factory, Outback, notably.
I'll give him the benefit on the bar. Like, it's fine. But there is a bar. I'm sure he didn't say this. At least I hope he wouldn't, because it wouldn't really make sense. But he said, it sounded like he said cutting up like Chauvin, like Derek Chauvin.
Oh,
But
shit. No.
that's what I heard, but I don't think he would say that.
He would never say that on a major label album.
He'd know better, right?
After all the posturing and positioning, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
I wake up tomorrow morning. It's like a trending topic. It's all over Twitter. It's like
well, then I was right.
And then we got Moulz
for that.
We got Moulz being a bootlegger for the white boy, talking about absolutely not. There's no chance. That's never gonna happen.
Look, man. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, then he's wrong, and somebody should pray for him. But listen, Jack, you gotta understand. I'm a fan. But I have a show, and I'm always honest. I'm not going to put anything over that I don't really like. Just understand, Jack, because I like this kid. I like this kid.
He doesn't have to listen to us, but I'm just saying, like, hey, it's constructive criticism, and hopefully, maybe you could take
more
some of it to
constructive than
heart.
you'll get from a lot of places. Trust me, Jack.
I'll say take.
All right,
I can say you could take some of it to heart. Some of it you could say, fuck these guys, but do what you got to do.
Of course.
You think he's a vanity searcher? You think he's going to hear this? I don't think he gives a fuck about this shit. Honestly, like.
Look, when I give a song less than a 7, Jack.
I'm not dissing, I'm not fronting, I'm not bugging.
Okay, I'm not dissing, I'm not fronting, I'm not bugging. It's just how I feel. Okay? Flat 6 on this one. This is, I said, Flex Harlow. If you want Harlow flexing, I must say, I gotta sing the praise of this project. Listen to that confetti, okay? That was when he was fully tapped in to me. I think it's when he got on this wave of being able to flex. It was like just effortless on there. That was like a real breakthrough moment to me in his career. It feels like since then he's been saying like, "Oh, I'm more comfortable than ever." Like, he says on his album,
I think he's there's a bit more self-serious than ever, honestly.
Like it feels more contrived than it did on that tape, and as it has,
it didn't even.
And I'll
feel
say I get his point because he wasn't
on the last
always.
Album, Mel.
Yeah, there's that too. And the thing is, like, to his point, he has come a long way from, like, was it 18 and Loose and Gazebo. He sounds more natural than then, but I feel like he's regressed since Confetti, oddly enough. So, I don't know, but I mean, I've never been in his position. I've never been the talk of the town. It's got, oh man, that, I ate a daggone Slim Jim.
Next song, okay? Next song. Save it for, all right? I know there's...
Hey, relax. Okay,
I know there's still a lot in your stomach, but just hold it in for a little bit while. All right.
Can I just say, like, now that you mentioned that, quick anecdote, my aunt took me to see the Rob Zombie Halloween remake in, like, I think 2007.
I actually liked it.
No, it was fine, but what I remember is sitting in the theater with her, and it was R-rated film, but I wouldn't expect... I was just then really, really tapped into that smut for, like, a year at that point. But like there's a line in the movie where like he's getting someone's getting bullied in the bathroom, and it's like it took your mom to the hospital and they had to like pump the cum from her stomach. And I remember like my whole body froze. Line. You remember that line? And I'm like, oh, I can't believe I'm with my aunt.
Oh no, I was see that came out. I was like in college, so I was just with my friends. It was fine. But like if I was a
sophomore in high school, and I'm just like, I'd rather be anywhere in the world, but right here next to my aunt, hearing a line like that,
I feel you.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's gross,
Yeah, it's gross.
It was a line that definitely stuck with me.
Yeah, but
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is fucking batshit insane. I loved it, but his Halloween movies were not popular. They like these new ones now.
Okay, I see. Only other note I really have is there's a line. He's like, the memory is nice, but I would love a tape of you. I had to pop for that. Okay, the memory is nice, but if we can just shoot a little clip, a little short film, something for the road, something I can turn to on a cold night, that'd be great. That'd really be great. But
how would it be great?
What
kind of clip are you talking about?
Revisiting it. You know what he was talking about. They gonna shoot one of them films together.
So you're saying if you were to shoot one, it would be great?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? So I can watch it again.
How would it be great? Is what I'm saying.
In my life. Okay, look, you're telling me that you don't understand the concept of me, like somehow in a million years hooking up with Zendaya and having footage to reflect on anytime I want. How was that not great?
You talking about down the line or at this point?
at any point.
The point I'm trying to make is lack of experience. That wouldn't be no good sex tape.
I'm sure. I'm not concerned about the quality. I still want it for the road. I still want
it. Wouldn't
the
be great.
It's great. All right.
Ain't nobody trying to watch
my performance wouldn't be great, but like I wouldn't want to.
Going to simultaneously try to lose his virginity and film
and
at the same
it.
time.
How many people can say they've done that? That would make me a legend. Okay. I got the footage of my first time. Come on, that's money, right? Y'all feel me out there.
You know what Flavor Flav would say to you, Mel?
What's that?
No more, G, because I'm sick of your sex tapes.
Well, hopefully we're not saying the OG version of that later on in this album. Okay, I don't want to have to hit Jack with that.
This is for me. It's musically the closest thing to the kind of dumb bangers I like from this guy. Although this is even more Drake core than the last slew of dumb bangers from his last album. He's really leaning hard into the Lothario raps in the second verse. Mm-hmm. I don't care.
Look, I respect him leaning into the heartthrob thing because, like,
it's not a matter of position. This is the thing. Why do I give a shit though?
Well, no, and that was my next point. That doesn't mean I love it, but I get it. I respect it.
If this is the lane that essentially has accepted him and is propelling, for instance, the next record we're about to review on here to number one, then that's the lane he's going to service. I understand,
and it's smart. It's a smart business move.
I don't have to, just because I don't give songs ratings based on their business
Neither
acumen.
do I.
You know?
Neither do I.
Like, congrats on your business acumen or your team's corporate and artistic synergy, but I mean, I just don't enjoy this record. That's all it comes down to. It's not bad. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
6+. I kind of like the beat, but he lost me by the second verse. I don't want to think about the dude having sex.
Okay. Reminds me of Loose Harlow a bit. Listen to that Loose. Okay. This song there, Sylvia. That's a good record. But anyway. Jesse?
We know you're determined to put him over, Mel.
How? I would have gave everything like at least a 7 on here if I was determined to put his
old stuff or something. I don't know.
Yeah, check it out.
My notes say dramatic bad boy sounding strings at the beginning, like the P. Diddy No Way Out album. Goes directly into Party Boy Drake shit. Mel was wrong about this guy being the next one. Bread keeps coming, Golden Corral. I don't care that he's a sex haver. Hit it last night. She already feels nostalgic. That's not the definition of nostalgic. You can't fuck.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Because I think he's actually allowed to get that off.
Far, I'm
nostalgic has to be more than 24 hours.
Well, that's what we think, but that's the point of the line, though. Like, it hasn't been that long, and she's already nostalgic.
No. Nostalgic is old shit.
That's why the line is a line.
The line makes sense. It's corny, Jesse.
Yeah, no, it's just not that great of a line.
I agree with all of your...
No, but then you would be a bad teacher. You get fired.
Nostalgic has to be older shit than yesterday.
No, right, and that's the crux.
That's the point of the line. That's why he thinks the line is good, because she's already nostalgic and she just saw him yesterday.
No,
exactly.
Fuck that line.
That's how good of a time they had.
Yeah.
And my notes say you can't fuck the earrings off of anyone, but it sounds cool.
Literal Jesse.
You can't fuck the earrings off of anyone, but it sounds cool. Also, I don't think his stroke game is that serious.
He gives off just had sex within the last year or two vibes to me with a lot of these sex raps. The same way because the internet and the rollout into it, Donald Glover was giving me just smoked weed for the first time vibes.
He may have had sex before he was, famous,
oh wow, this is crazy. Jack just tweeted 32 minutes ago, I'm gonna fuck the earrings off of you. So
that's a line from the album.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Apparently he's fond of it. That's his most recent tweet. So
yeah, he probably had sex before he was famous, but now he's he can just probably fuck whoever he wants and whatever.
Yeah. I mean, and the point is here, we're all in agreement. We don't have to like it. We're just observing it, you know?
Best
we
of
get
love
why
to
he's
him.
doing it.
He's having a lot of sex right now, it seems.
Yeah, of course, best of
It
love to him.
seems.
I wouldn't doubt it. You know? Anyway. This isn't something I would ever say, but you know that daggone viral quote. Where it's like, ooh-wee, look what the money make a bitch do, you know? So, whatever.
You know what I say to him?
What's
Talking
that?
about it, fucking the earrings off of her.
What's that?
Y'all white boys cannot fuck. At least not up to our standards.
Okay. Is there anything else about this?
We can move on.
Because I mean, as we stay here, I'm just gonna think about his stroke game, and I mean,
Yeah, let's move on.
yeah, okay.
He ain't fucking like that. He ain't no real fucker.
He ain't no real fucker.
Y'all ain't no real beaters is one of the best.
Oh,
Twitter
it's
quotes
yeah.
ever.
Come on, that's a 10, yeah, for sure. All right, the big single here. Track 4, First Class. Credits.
Oh, sorry. I gotta be serious, man. I gotta be the straight man.
Yeah, we were just talking about his stroke game, but
produced by Jack Harlow, Charlie Handsome, Jasper Harris, I guess that's Tyler's friend, Angel Babe Truth Lopez, and Rajay Chahed.
all right. Well, this is probably the song I'll have the most to say about on this whole.
I think so too. Even though I didn't write any notes because most of the thoughts are in my head already.
Yeah, we've had some time to sit with this. So this may come as a shock to Moulz, because it's gone up significantly since then, but I just don't see this ever getting over 6+.
That means it could reach a 7.
LOL.
No, I'm saying I don't see it ever getting
So
there.
it's not a 6+. It's a 6.
Well, no, it's a 6+ because there are
That
reasons
plus is
why.
an indicator to show that it can go up or down.
One of 2 indicators. Second one being a strong 6. You know, it's strong, but I'll explain.
Okay.
You teetering on that
strong.
7-.
It's strong, all right. It's strongly the worst song
we're
of the
gonna
year.
talk about why this could never get a 7, but
it is strongly the worst song of 2022 so far. Flat 4.
I guess we gotta watch. It's a 5+.
wow. All right, let me bring it in. New listeners, this is what happens when we get 3 consecutive numbers. It's called a Royal Watch. I wouldn't say in honor of, but in tribute to. Just it's a clip from a racist man. Okay. What's it? Is that Dave Portnoy? Is that his name?
That's his name.
Okay, here we go. Royal Watch, 3 consecutive numbers.
To all my niggas that been living it up, what you do.
Okay. I've been like holding this in since it came out. You know, we've had to allude to it in the mainline show when we talk about the number 1 song on the hip hop chart every week. This recently became number 1. It's number 1 on the Hot 100 now in the whole country. But okay, so I first heard this some weeks back when it dropped. I was in the McDonald's drive-thru because I was door dashing to make up gambling debts because I became a degenerate that week. All right, check out the Key 777 episode for more intel about that. But I listened, and I remember feeling, wouldn't say immense disappointment, but moderate disappointment. To just bullet point it, okay, it's nostalgia bait, which I'm not always against. But the main takeaway from this song is it just makes me want to listen to Glamorous by Fergie. Because that's the real selling point of the song, the chorus. Now, the chorus is bad. And here's why. It's forced. I've been saying this for weeks. This like dead space where she's just like spelling out the rest of Glamorous and he doesn't actually interact with it. That's bad. That's bad songwriting. If you don't have anything there, then think of a different hook. The thing is like, I've been a G, throw up the L, sex in the AM, and then she just starts going, oh, you got nothing for OROUS? Just let that ride out, you know? And it's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do here. You know, you're bringing back a beloved song.
And you love interaction with the samples, typically.
You know I love sample interplay. That's usually a cheat code for me. But not here. Okay, I've been a G. It's a 6. Throw up the L. Okay, you're from Louisville. But usually L, you think loss. Like, throw up the L. It's like, I don't know if I want to do that. So 6 there. Sex in the AM. We're forcing it now, you know? And then you've got nothing the rest of the way. So it's just this awkward silence. What are we supposed to do at the show? What are we supposed to do when this comes on the radio? You know?
What are we supposed to do when you're performing this at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards?
Which apparently happened. And Moulz and I's first thought is like, so did he say this sweet semen bar? Which we've been making fun of for weeks because truthfully, it's ill-advised. It takes you out of it. Like, I'll give him this. It's thoughtful.
You didn't even tell me about the line, but when the song came out off the back of the Instagram snippet and you sent it to me, you said there's a line in there that that just completely just like is like a record scratch sort of line. And I'm like, oh wow, okay. Let me see if I can
takes you out of it.
And immediately,
and you did.
Maybe a minute later, I messaged him back in all caps. Sweet semen? And not just sweet semen. It's, I give her sweet semen.
You know, and
like he really leans into the line, and
he does.
It's the worst line of the year on the worst song of the year. And then the piano that comes in, that's, you know, part of that snippet that leaked before the song came out. I got plaques in the mail peak season. Shout out to my UPS workers making sure I receive them. Like, and that piano, dun, 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 dun. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, this is the most blog era 2010, 2011, like B.O.B. mixtape sounding shit I've ever heard. Like, this does not belong on a major label album in 2022. And yet, how can I say that? It's number 1. So what the fuck do I know?
It's number 1. Apparently it's a TikTok classic. I think they just like posing and dancing to the hook. I mean, whatever. Fergie put up 49 points on this damn song. You know, she's the only reason to show up, whether they realize it or not.
I don't even like how the sample is utilized. I would just
Me either, I just like glamorous.
Listen to the song itself.
Right. Which is what I do when I think of this song. I mean, if you recall, I think I originally gave this a 4+ because I didn't like it. I actually didn't like it. What's changed in the past few weeks is the beat hits. I love the mix of the beat. The beat hits. It's got a bounce. And this is what shocked me too when I first heard it. Mm-hmm. Bad verses, which I usually never have to say about Jack Harlow. Like, very uncharacteristic of him. Content-wise, he's kind of all over the place. I'm like, bro, don't mention in the same, same track breath, sweet semen, and then like your mom, like getting a house for your mom. I mean, like, you got to decide, is this going to be a flex record or is this going to be like a contemplative look at where I came, you know, from record? He's kind of all over, like trying to do
right. It doesn't hit on any particular note. It's not just the I'm gonna put you up in first class record.
Right. It feels
on that like obviously like, you know, hit that 50 drop again.
Gotta hit the 50 drop because that's what this album is. Look, I get it, Jack. I totally get it. Here you go. And this isn't a bad thing for the record, but
this for the bitches, nigga.
You know, like,
but it's got to be. But the bitches deserve more than this.
Thank you. You know, like, look, Jack. Honestly, the 6+ is as good as you're gonna get, and I think you should be okay with that.
I have good news. Okay.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's the worst, at least the worst single of the year for me. From a, you know, like that plays on the radio and whatnot. But this is the worst song on the album for me. It doesn't get worse than this. There's no other 4s. This is the only one I actively dislike.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't my lowest rated song on the album, but for you it is. And I mean, I guess that's a good sign for Jack. It's just, and I gotta say, you know what? Too.
If the lowest rated song on the album is the hit that propelled the album to success, then I can't knock it. Versus Take Care, where Make Me Proud didn't even do anything, you know?
Oh, Make Me Proud sucks.
It does, but so does this, in my opinion. And at least this hit, whereas Make Me Proud wasn't really a big hit.
Well, no, that got played all over the radio.
Look at how it played, though, in relation to the other singles from that album. It didn't do as good as Marvin's Room. Didn't do as good as Headlines.
No, I don't think Marvin's Room was a charter like that, was it?
Yeah, it was. It started as a little internet thing, but it charted.
Let me see. Make Me Proud. It was a number 1 on the R&B hip hop chart, number 9 on the Hot 100. Now Marvin's Room was daggone. No, not the 1996 American drama film. Chart performance. Okay, it was number 21 on the Hot 100. Number 7 on the R&B hip hop chart.
Wow,
so
not
yeah,
as
Make
big.
Me Proud was bigger.
Really?
No, it's a cult
What
classic
about
Drake
what
record.
about Headlines?
No, that was the one.
Was that bigger than Make Me Proud?
The lead single.
Yeah, but he never got a number 1 until Views on the
No, of course,
Billboard.
we know. Headlines was number 2 on the R&B hip hop songs chart. Number 13 on the Hot 100. Make Me Proud was bigger than I think everything, but maybe
on the Hot 100, but not on the on the hip hop too, I guess, huh?
Yeah, Make Me Proud.
It did not feel.
1
I'll say that it did not feel that way based on the radio.
No, they were playing it all day long. Like
I didn't hear it.
I'm so. You're like,
I didn't hear so. I didn't.
Well, maybe you were protected by good New York radio. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this first class. I'm happy that it's funny enough for him.
Mel, I sent Jesse some old Facebook posts last night before I got banned from Facebook for looking at my own old posts. It's a thing that happens on there now. Yeah.
What?
And
wait, hold on a second. What do you mean banned? Like,
I'm in Facebook jail for 30 days. It says I'm temporarily blocked. It looks like you were misusing this feature by going too fast. You've been temporarily blocked from using it. Yeah, I can't go back through my old my old Facebook posts for another month.
We in hell. That's insane.
I was looking too fast for their liking.
That's violence against people like Moulz Mel, archivists,
So I wrote this post on September 14th, 2012. I really need to get a radio with a CD player and or auxiliary input for my car ASAP because, by the way, I was driving like a 96 Jeep Grand Cherokee at this time. Because New York rap radio is seriously starting to depress me. They basically only play these songs. Good Music, Lamborghini Mercy, 2 Chainz, Drake, No Lie, DJ Khaled and Friends, Take It to the Head, Love Rants, 50 Cent, Jeezy, T.I., Beat It Up.
Oh, that song's money, though.
That's classic. Meek Mill, Drake, Amen. Usher, Let Me See, which I wrote was the worst song on the radio right now, hands down. I don't even remember that record. French Montana and Friends, Pop That, Juicy J, Bands That Make Her Dance, Chinks, Drugs, I'm a Coke Boy. This one's pretty good, I wrote. Maybach Music Group, T-Pain, Bag of Money. Like, can you switch it up just even a little bit? At least until I get this radio situation sorted out. There's no reason I should get as hype as I do when Flex plays a goddamn Jungle Brothers song, because I don't even really like the Jungle Brothers. There's literally mad songs out there. Why do you keep running the same 10 songs into the ground? Melvin Birch, Ryan Rosegarten, and one other like this.
I liked it.
Yeah. 28 comments on this, but I can't go back and see what they are because I've been banned from my own Facebook page for being curious about what I was saying 10 years ago.
Well, look, radio hasn't improved, okay? I can tell you this because, as I always mention, in the short time before my phone connects to the Bluetooth, on that note, I wish aux cords or aux ports were still in the car, but, they take away useful things. I hear the same records. It was Industry Baby. I kept hearing that.
So this is the recent rundown.
The recent
of the
rundown.
stuff you hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doja Cat Need to Know.
Okay.
Girls Want Girls.
I don't hear Doja Cat Need to Know. I hear.
Well, it's out now. It's out of style now. They
play that Get Into It, yeah. Get Into It, yeah. Whenever the last time I listened to the radio out here, they were playing that. Get Into It, yeah. Get Into It, yeah.
Need to Know?
You said what does Need to Know?
One. Yeah, I don't know if I know that one.
Is that I just wanna fuck all night, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, okay, I know that one.
Hey, yeah. I need to know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one. It grew on me, actually, and that's the job of radio, which brings it back to my point. Like, this grew, I guess, as, you know, hit songs are supposed to do. You hear it enough, you kind of ease up on it, but, like, I can't put this over. Like, I have too many foundational issues with it. Like, you know, I can't get past Sweet Semen, and I know that's difficult to take from me, considering I'm Smut Mel, but it doesn't belong on this record, okay? It's ill-advised. Thoughtful, sure, because, I mean, if you're going to give her semen, you might as well make it sweet, you know, but come on. We can't, and you performing this, you know, you got a kid sing about the shit, you know, come on, we can't do that. Can't do that.
And then, you know, they slimed him at the end of his performance. And
the green semen?
You know, he's standing there in front of the kid. Yeah, this is sweet semen. Nickelodeon semen.
Green bukkake.
Oh, brother.
Jesse, you got anything for First Class? Or as I like to call it, Coach Upgrade?
Oh, yes, my notes say sweet, sweet, sweet semen. I guess this is the first successful post-Drake rapper. He has a line that says, trying to come the same day as Jack Rethink It. Good thing Kendrick is getting him out of here next week. Then I heard some Lil Dicky impersonations a little in his flow. Like Lil Dicky would go, you might be the man that's unless I am. Okay, I confess
I can meet you there. Yeah, I can hear
Go
that.
ahead and get undressed I am. That's like Lil Dicky.
That whole scheme was kind of... Like, it was interesting, but it shouldn't be on a hit record. Like, if you're trying to make a hit record, that was very... I'll get to it later, but, like, modern day Jack Harlow, meaning, like, the past 2 years, has grown more verbose than he originally was.
Then I said, why is the hook spelling glamorous? Because I've literally never heard that Fergie song.
What?
What year was it?
Was that, like 06?
Yeah, I think. Probably didn't have a radio.
07. Actually,
07 to 010, 2007 to 2010. That was dark depression style. So yeah, I wasn't too.
Fun fact, actually, I just remembered this as you mentioned that there was a night where, like before spring break, I was gonna fly back to California to visit my dad because he got back from deployment from Iraq, and I was here, and I was singing the song. To myself softly, thinking about like flying back to LA, first class up in the sky, and I was singing. It must have been like 1 or 2 in the morning. I had the radio on like my MP3 player, you know, back when I had radio, and I remember my mom suddenly, because she was in the room next to me, just banging on the door with shit. Shut up! And I shut up, of course. You know, but I can just imagine she was probably very irritated hearing me through the wall, you know.
I was going to make a joke about your dad being deployed with Capone and Noriega, but you wouldn't get it.
Wait, what's the name of that album? It was like The War Report?
Oh, shit!
See, he think I don't know nothing.
It was the Iraq reference, Mel. You wouldn't get it.
Okay, fair enough. But I do know that album.
They call Left Rack Projects Iraq.
I see. Oh, okay. Is it that bad?
It's just a play on the rack part. Left Rack Iraq.
Okay.
That's all.
Anyone who's ever driven from Long Island into Manhattan, they always see that left row on the right-hand side coming from Eastern Long Island.
Oh my God.
I don't know anything about Left Rack Projects other than Nori and maybe Akinelli. It's from there.
That's the put it in your mouth guy.
See,
yeah.
Mel might be rap. Mel might be rap.
Ron Artest is Queensbridge.
Metal World Peace.
Yeah, he's from Queensbridge. So never mind. I don't know who else is from Left Rack.
I tried to do some records
Kenny
with him,
Anderson's from Left Rack.
In 2010, Jesse.
Try to do some
Metal World Peace?
Yeah.
How did that work out?
I was trying to work with him. I was trying to produce music for him when I was living around there.
Oh.
But he never hit me back. But I was like, I used to tweet at him like once a week. Be like, yo, we got to work.
I guess Ryan ain't a real artist.
No, don't get me started.
Actually, I will get you started, Jesse. I know you feel me because we've talked about this before. When Jack said, I got plaques in the mail peak season, I know you felt that, right? Because if you ever moved them damn boxes in a warehouse, you know about that peak season. All right, that's...
No, I never did it in peak season. Oh, I did.
Oh, man. Wow.
I did, actually. At fucking post office.
Okay. Peak CISA?
Yeah, that'll test a man's spirit.
Yeah, they tried to make me work like 7 days straight or something, 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, they tried to kill. Yeah. They tried to
kill your famous redacted. And I told them,
I'm actually hitting it because when I quit FedEx, that's how I felt walking out. Hold on, where is it? Where's Miley? I need that because Jesus Christ, I would cry in the parking lot. This is a part of the mail war. If you know the story, you know how this goes. All right, Jesus Christ, Miley, speak through me, okay? As a black man right now, I need a white woman.
I'm back, motherfucker! These motherfuckers, I swear, they tried to kill your favorite bitch! They tried to fucking kill me! I'm not going down without a motherfucking fight!
Yeah, they tried to kill your favorite. Nas?
Not the rapper, the journalist.
Oh, and...
they tried to kill your favorite.
Oh, man.
I'm not going down without a fight.
That man would not interact with a Jack Harlow album unless he was held at gunpoint, and even then, he may not value his life enough to do it.
Or offered monetary compensation. I'm sure he'd do it. But.
Right, maybe a nice $600 check from the Complex Media Network.
Jesus. Yeah, look, Jack, I'm happy that this was a successful record for you. I've heard better from you. I think you can do better than this.
Congrats on the success, but I think this is maybe the worst Jack Harlow song I've ever heard.
It was the first song where like the verses weren't good.
It was Mel. It was the moment where I had to put in the call. Please liquidate the remaining Jack Harlow stocks.
Well, because here's the thing: when we got Nail Tech, it's like, okay, this isn't the lead single. This is like the pseudo street single.
Well, Mel, I forgot to bring this up earlier, like right before we jumped into the review. But there's something I wanted to preface the entire review with, which is what he prefaced this entire cycle with: a tweet that you alerted me to.
Oh, the tweet, the infamous tweet, the ill-advised tweet.
He made a tweet prior to putting out Nail Tech and First Class and everything else associated with this album. All he put out was a single tweet, which read something to the tune of, do you have it, Mel?
I don't have it. I can find it real quick. It was...
he didn't delete it?
Let's see. No, I'm sure he's standing on it. Here it is. This was tweeted on February 16th, 2022 at 12:48 p.m. No one in my generation can fuck with me. You will see tomorrow.
And then he put out Nail Tech,
which is a good record, but not a record you rest a statement like that on.
Yes, you know? and really preface this whole rollout with, because that's not really what you're out to do on this album, I think. You're really out to solidify your commercial ambitions on this album.
Yeah. Which was so confusing because he set this up like, oh, this is going to be the real hip-hop album. I got a point to prove.
But the thing is that when I heard that sets lofty expectations that don't need to be set. The artist set them for himself.
He didn't have to do that. Yeah, he set himself up with that. And look, I'm all about being confident in yourself, but like, maybe hold on to that, you know? But
maybe save that for the next album, because that's clearly not the goal with this album.
Yeah. Well,
speaking of tweets, Moulz, you know we're on air with the tweet deleter.
Excuse me?
I said, did you know we're on air with an infamous tweet deleter?
Who's that?
I'm not an infamous tweet deleter.
Huh?
I am not an infamous tweet deleter.
I went looking for whatever this Quavo tweet is, and it's nowhere to be found.
No, that account is gone. There's a difference.
You're an account deleter.
Not even that. But we don't need to talk about that tweet. That was a dark time in my life. All right.
I went looking for it.
You're not going to find it.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So what was the tweet? I'm curious now.
No, all I did was tweet a quote from the... I got swept up in the hype beast moment of live tweeting albums and pretended that I cared a lot about... I wouldn't even say pretended. I just didn't stop to think, is this really something I want to stand behind? But Quavo said something in the album like, call me Quavo Captain America. And I was just typed in all caps like, Quavo Captain America. And then like, I don't know, 10 minutes later, I'm like, I don't care about that line.
We know about
like,
you.
But that was the tweet style.
That was Mel auditioning to be a fuck, and it didn't work out, thankfully.
It was, yeah, it technically was an audition, but I wasn't interested in actually joining that legion of people. But anyway,
all right,
they don't know the significance of how grotesque that tweet
was.
Because
we're almost at 2 hours here, and we've only gotten through the first 4 songs.
Yeah, let's go back to the old sponsor, the Brisk Pace, sponsored by Lipton. Okay, first class, more like Coach, but hey, the bitches love it. So, you want to move on?
We have to.
Yeah, we must. We must. It's essential. It's the only thing we can do is go forward.
Oh wait, one more note, Jack.
Fuck.
The ad lib when you're on tracks and you're just like, Have you noticed that he's been doing the a lot?
He's doing a lot of a very zesty ad lib.
Well, I don't even think he's aiming. It maybe sounds zesty to you. It's sensual, Jack. He's trying to. It makes
no
the
sensual. Okay,
quiver. That's what he's going for. He ain't slick. You can't fool me, Jack. All right.
You know about you. Okay?
I know what you're doing. Okay. Anyway, he's feeling himself, which is nice to see. It's nice to see.
You know what was zesty?
Who?
Joe Budden with that. Aww.
When did he say that?
Like 2000.
Oh, it's like his
songs.
Yeah, like on Pump It Up.
Aww.
Came to get it. Aww. Came to get it. Aww.
No, he did aww a lot.
Because he got it from me, baby. Aww.
Nope. All right. Aww. Track 5. Here we go, y'all. Track 5. Dua Lipa. Do we need credits? I'm not trying to not credit these people, but
is this an album that necessarily benefits from knowing who produced each track is the question.
I think for continuity's sake, we kind of have to keep going.
All right,
it's the same people on almost every track. I'll tell you the new names. This is a guy named Fede Vinver. I'm gonna spell it Fedevindver. I guess Federico Vinver.
He's getting these producers off Fiverr. He's getting like the Swedish guys off Fiverr who are doing shit.
And FNZ, I don't know what that is.
FNZ, we know about this. So it's Fiverr producers.
Yeah.
When you said that daggone new names, reminded me of a time in my life where I was almost popping. But yeah, this ain't about me. Dua Lipa, I don't know really anything about the artist other than she has that one move where she like shakes her hip, but 7-.
Flat 6.
Yeah, you know, flat 6.
Moulz and Jesse connect.
I gotta say, it worked. It worked. I like it. Big fan of the line. What do you say? Fade away. I left that Luca Nia bucket.
This is a Mel record because it's talking about wanting to fuck a celebrity who, in this case, maybe he has a chance because he's famous too.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's all parasocial style,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
this is a Mel record.
I like the Luka Doncic line. Side note,
I'm not a fan of him. Tony Khan knows who I'm a fan of.
I love any excuse to play this drop. So here we go.
This is the basketball player that I like these days.
What a spaz. Yeah, can we get Lucas some pieces to work with, man? He's doing his damnedest out here.
Tony Khan, basically, Jack Harlow went from being he evolved from Bix into like almost a Tony Khan adjacent sort of guy.
I see. Well, only other thing I gotta say is songs like this, it's like, just kind of that lack of strain, that approach where he sounds comfortable at home on the record. I said, this is what I saw in him 7 years ago. The line, I ain't no connoisseur, but I like this kind of store. That's a fun line to say.
Okay. So, folks, here's the man who likes rap to tell you that it's a record. I called it the Prince of the City, Prince of my city of this album, but definitely, once again, more Drake core.
Face of my city.
Whatever the fuck that song is called. All right. It's that of this album, but it's definitely more Drake core and much less sticky than the last album. But it sounds like something we get on the last.
We could handle on the previous track.
Oh, right. Sweet Semen. No, it's not that catchy to me. I don't care about no Dua Lipa. And this is just that Drake talk, but it's watered down Drake talk.
You said something to me on the phone shortly before we recorded when I was on the way back from that.
Oh, yeah. Shoot for the Drake so you can land amongst the Big Seans. That's how I feel. That's what's happening.
Well, it was another thing you said. He was like, you didn't think it was possible to whitewash Drake, and yet.
Oh, that's in my notes. That's coming up.
Okay. Yeah. Look, Dua Lipa, it's a banger, but just barely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a banger in the sense that that's the kind of record it is, but it's not a banger to me.
Right.
That's all I have to say, though.
I just saw a related tweet that I'm giving in 7 + 8-. It says, I'm just gonna I'll chop it up for you. It's kind of long, but the crux is Jack Harlow looks like Adonis grew up and traveled back in time to warn us how corny he would become.
Oh, brother, I'm giving that
a flat 5, maybe a 4+. Don't talk about people's kids.
He looks like Adonis.
He doesn't. Sure. He looks like David Bixenspan and Tony Khan.
That's what Adonis is going to look like when he grows up.
David Bixenspan, listen, you think
he's going to look like Jack Harlow?
No,
this is a hot.
Look
take,
at him
but...
with the blonde. He looks. I mean, I hate to say this, but he looks like one of them Aryan youth kids. I don't want to talk about someone's kid. Can we move on?
I just want to say, hot take, kids. Most pop culture jokes, at least these days, aren't good because everyone's making the same ones. Okay? Dude, whenever any event happens,
this is the vibe. You get on social media, everyone acts like they're in the writer's room for all these late night shows. They're all given their slight variation on the same subject and the joke. That's like the slap, like the fucking slap. We got 1,000 variations on the slap. Like, it's just the writer's room.
Jada, let's talk about, it's just, come on.
Fuck out of here, all right? Get out the writer's room and be a person again. Do you remember what that was like?
They don't. We lost them, but...
Jesse, what do you think of Dua Lipa?
That's what Moulz is going to say to me when he's sick of Jesse's house. Get out the writer's room.
No.
You're a fucking person.
No, and listen, all I'm saying is, what do you think of Dua Lipa? That's what I want to know.
Flat 6, my notes say meat and potatoes trap. A more interesting rapper would make me like this beat more. Maybe if T.I. or Vintage Jeezy was on this. This is NBA locker room music. The second verse is Drake or Wayne karaoke.
Yeah.
What does Super Mario say when you press A?
Jump. I don't know.
I'm gonna do a Lipa.
Oh.
What?
I'm gonna do a Lipa. Yeah, jump. He's gonna
3+.
What was the rating?
3+. No.
You said 3+?
I don't know.
Do a Lipa.
3+.
I'm gonna do a Lipa.
5+, 6-.
Oh man,
that's a terrible joke.
It's not good, but it's not bad. I mean,
I'm gonna do a Lipa. No.
Listen, all right, let's bring the vibes back.
So long, Bowser.
Okay. All right. That Jesse joke is a classic.
That was a good one, I think. Yeah, I recall it being good.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's what you call it? Who's Jay-Z's least favorite person in the Mario universe? So long, Jay Bowser.
That was a good one. Anything else about Dua Lipa?
No. I don't have anything else.
That was funny. The timing of it. The timing was good. All right. Well, we can move on.
We can move on.
All right. Track 6, Side Piece. Credits.
It's probably all the same people again.
God, who the fuck cares?
I'm just trying to give them what we started with, you know?
Side Piece. All these same people. Angel Babe Truth Lopez, Hollywood Cole. I don't know who that is. Jack Harlow, Roger Chayed, Dutch Boy, IL File.
Dutch Boy.
DUTCHBOI. These are all just, fucking.
I'm telling
people.
you, these are all just like foreigners that he's paying on Fiverr to make beats.
Right. These are all young lean people.
He's sending the stems across the internet through Dropbox to like 5 different producers. That's why it's the same guys on every song. We've never heard of any of them.
IL File, Marco, and 241.
That's not real. It's not real. It's like a Netflix original. It's not fucking real.
Marco Bernardis is that guy.
You know him?
No. Marco Bernardis. His name's in the writing credits.
Where's fucking Boy Wonder at? Where's he? It's the only name I've recognized so far.
He's coming up later. Dutch Boy. IL File, yeah. These are all young lean.
All right. Look, once again, all these people to get a flat 6. All right.
5+.
Young Lean was a Swedish rapper. Side Piece 6+. Could have been a 7. Could have been a 7-, but I'll talk about it.
This is like First Class Part 2. Almost like he's nudging you like, hey, this is the one for the side chicks, but it's the same sort of gimmick with the, it's the Snoop Dogg Beautiful Bridge, right?
Which was weird because we get a sample of Pharrell before the actual Pharrell appearance.
This is not a sample of Pharrell. This is clearly like someone re-singing it.
Yeah.
With the acoustic guitar. See, again, I could just go back and listen to the rap song where that appears by the Superior Artist. And this is basically First Class, but for his side chick. Chorus is awful. Beat is slightly better than First Class, but still not good to me. The Dej Loaf family reference that keeps coming up was unnecessary. Did this dude say something more like Margot Robbie? I assume not referring to himself, but who he would like to be with.
Margot Robbie in Abu Dhabi.
Oh my god, dude. Were they Schmurda like Bobby? There's so many cringe lines on here. Nothing quite as whack as Sweet Semen, so I won't hit it with the First Class rating. But this is basically just like First Class, like, hey, First Class is a hit. Let's try to see if we can make another First Class for the album.
Can we get a Jesse rating on Margot Robbie?
I think she's hot.
I have to look her up. If that's the woman from Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
She's pretty hot. I gotta look her up though.
I'm giving her, as far, like, here's the thing, not really my type, but as far as like not my type goes, as far as like the blonde skinny chicks go, she's like one of the best. So I'll give her an 8+.
Yeah, I'm going 8+.
All right.
And I think she's a good actress. I like her as Harley Quinn. I liked her in the Tarantino movie. I liked her in Wolf of Wall Street. She's hot, man.
All right. Well, it's interesting that you said this was kind of like First Class Part 2 because I think perhaps it is in the fact that he couldn't really stay on topic. This is less about a side piece than it originally felt.
Right. It's like the chorus keeps going back to saying this is for the side pieces, but
he's talking about like being in danger in Argentina, like a threat of being robbed and like being afraid to die because he doesn't want to be a body because he's working on his body and like talking about something that made the youth hostile. It's like, it's just Yeah, he's kind of all over the place. There's a line that popped me. It didn't really pop me, but it did kind of. He said, back when I was a young man, because I'm like, you're still a young man. You don't start becoming washed until you're 25. He's 24.
Okay.
He just turned 24 in March, I think. Like, he's like, back when he was a young man, he liked the girls that wore like Abercrombie. But he's like, now they're like snorting coke or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, the Dave Loaf references were odd. Because it's like, they didn't really have anything to do with the song. But I mean, I guess 2014 for him would have been different for me. So maybe like, it was a bigger record to him.
Yeah, the same way, with our age difference, Mel, you being 6 years younger than me, sometimes certain records mean more to you than they did to me, or vice versa, because it was just in a different time in our lives.
Yeah. Right. You know how time works. Yeah, that's the deal.
And I mean, Jesse, there's certain stuff he has.
I'm an old fuck.
He's an old fuck,
Look,
he's part of our.
I always say this is the beauty of the show. You got a 20, a 30, and a 40 in here.
Yeah, and listen, we got
so nothing. What's going to slip by us,
RAABRP, which is going to be our. It's our new Legends wing at Rab. We got Dart. We got Jesse, we got Mr. Kill. We got the adult demographic locked down. We got, the middle-aged demographic here with Moulz. We got Mel slowly leaving the youth behind, but still the youngest member of the show.
I'm not going to turn into this. Yeah, I'm not going to turn into existential crisis Mel on the mic, but like I'm really like 4 or 5 years younger than Mel's dad, and that makes no sense. I know, his parents started young or whatever, but
how old are you?
About to be old as fuck.
Listen, okay. All I gotta say is, we have a special guest.
Birthday in less than 48 hours. And
in 48 hours, we get to post 42 sound.
We don't have time for this. We don't. Jay,
I'm
get
on
out.
42.
You have a lot of nerve showing up because we found out.
About what?
You know about what? And for the sake of my family, I'm not gonna mention it because we know about you. All right.
I didn't hear anything.
No, Jesse, this man he's done some very bad things. Okay.
Not true. Totally untrue.
True. Listen.
Jay-Z, I know you got killers. Please don't send them at my head. Just call me.
I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about what we here to do.
No, you weren't invited, so leave. We're
Young
making
Jack,
a bad time.
He's for the culture.
Leave. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Can't get a break from this guy.
Look, some bad lines. He's talking about he gave her like cream filling or something. There's a Soulja Boy kiss me through the phone reference. Very odd line. Like, it don't matter to me if you vaxxed or not. That's not going to age. It's not.
There's another vax line in the Wayne verse. I think.
Yeah, Wayne gets one off.
He's like, I'm vaxxed. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. This isn't going to like matter in like 2024, right, guys? You got.
No, this is a steamer, Mel. This is a steamer. This is one of the keepers for sure. This is an every time.
I wish I could
record.
remember exactly what Jack said. It's in the article. And he did with a
scorcher or something. It's like it's a sometimes record. It's an every time record. This is a no time record. Okay, 540 style.
I gotta find it. It was so hilarious because like you hear all sorts of things. Like it was a banger, it was a heater, but like he said something like it was a steamer, something crazy. I don't have they want me to get access, unlimited digital. I'm not getting no Rolling Stone subscription. Come on, what is this?
We can move on if anyone else has anything to say about Side Piece.
I opened it in incognito. You're running out of free articles. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, we can move on. I want to find this thing because it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, his verbiage.
Studio. Smoker.
Smoker. There you go.
He ticks it off song by song. Smoker. 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 Classic. This bitch got smokers. Smoker. Okay, anyway.
Which album is he talking about? This one?
This one.
That's Look, that's me, Mel, at the Weed Rap Festival with Devin the Dude, Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, Currency, Cypress Hill. I would say smoker, classic smoker.
Oh man,
I got nothing for this. I mean, listen, we're this is Fisher Price Drake for 16-year-old girls. What do you want me to say?
Only other note I have is speaking of 16-year-old girls. Well, actually, no, not I'm not going to tie it in like that. Otherwise, they're going to be calling me pedo male. But we get so used to rappers, bragging, flossing, flexing, stunting. Sometimes you got to stop and think. It's like, this record doesn't really do anything for me, but it's like, if I could fly girls out, drop of a dime, I would too.
Why?
Because I can. If there was a chick from my hometown, and there are plenty, that I liked, and I was big enough and famous enough to just hit him up. It's like, yo, you want to fly out to wherever I'm at in the world? And she drops everything to do it because I'm me. You think you wouldn't do it? So it doesn't make for great music all the time, as evidenced by this track and many others, but it makes sense. I get it. And like I said, I may never live the life Jack Harlow lives, but putting myself in his shoes, if you will, I get it. Makes sense, So that's all I got to say.
Well, there's an audience for this, but when Odd Future,
other rich people.
When Odd Future came out, I thought, okay, I like this, but I feel like if I was the age I was when I discovered Eminem, I would have loved this. And that's kind of I already lived through Drake. I don't know if I want to live through this, the reiterated Drake, which is a somewhat of a diminishing return situation skills-wise.
You don't want none of these smokers, these white
girls. This
girls.
album made me appreciate CLB more than I did, and I didn't dislike that album if you go back to that first listen, but made me appreciate Drake even in his potential twilight years.
You should always appreciate that boy. It's what I always say. When he's gone, you're gonna be feeling like a bean because you didn't appreciate it.
You're gonna feel like a straight up lima bean when you hear this music and you realize, oh shit, we might as well have just let Drake just keep giving us this if that was the case.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to move on?
We have to.
My
it's
notes.
Imperative to the. Oh shit! Sorry.
You didn't get your notes off.
I didn't.
My
notes say, you guys covered a lot of it already. My notes say 6+ could have been a 7-, but absolutely not due to the Deadloaf introduced you to the family line. I guess Jack likes Dusty rap with this Mobby shout out. Come to find out, he took him on tour years ago. So in the slums where they schmurder like Bobby, whatever to that line. Side anecdote style. I think I know who Ghost wrote Beautiful for Snoop. I'm not gonna say it on the air, but someone that's been on songs with him that was in the group Western Union. This is someone I'm cool with, and I know his flow. And this is a guy that doesn't have a job. He travels the world. And I'm where does he have all this money from? And then when I thought about the flow on Beautiful by Snoop, that sounds very much like what his flow is. So I was like, oh, maybe he Ghost wrote that. But anyway, part 2 doesn't bring my rating up any, though I like the beat. Cream filled on some donut shit is not a good line. The future is getting colossal. I get what he was going for, the play on whatever future or whatever. Yeah. Let me do a record for my side piece. My notes say Peace, Connecticut. Go back to the Raekwon episode for that. for that big reveal. Margot Robbie and Abu Dhabi. What is this Indio Ari guitar? It don't matter. It don't matter if you vaxxed or not. I guess that's the new Going Raw. Or whatever.
That's the new Michael Jackson. It don't matter if you're black or white,
I think we'll get to it. There's a line on here about Going Raw.
he loves that topic, clearly.
Yeah.
24 years old. Yeah.
All right.
That's how you end up with Sophie Brousseau.
Okay,
hey.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Hey.
Get in there, ref, as Jack would say in the Laps Fan Wrestling podcast.
She preyed on that man and got a kid out of him. He wasn't in love with her. They weren't in a relationship.
Okay, Kevin Samuels is in Jesse's body now.
He's back.
Yeah. She got a baby out of the man. What's so offensive about that?
The fact that we don't know them or the situation at all.
He didn't. Are they still together? I'm sorry. No, they're not together. He's
I'm just saying. Yeah, it doesn't appear that he loves her or anything. But
right, she preyed on that man and got a baby. That's what I'm saying. Jack Harlow better watch out with all that unprotected sex. That's all I'm saying.
The raw dogging. That's all Jesse's trying to say. He's just being line steppy as he can tend to do something.
That's how you end up with a kid by somebody you don't want a kid with. That's all.
I guess you just didn't have to name her. You didn't have to name and shame. You know, you could have just.
You are hiding
made
a child.
the allusion to it.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that here. No,
he wasn't.
None of that.
Jesse, he wasn't hiding the world from his child.
I get it.
He was
he's hiding the kid from the world.
Kid from the world. All right. Yeah. No, the other way. Listen, you heard what he said. It was on a Scorpio.
Yeah, we know about him.
Look, this commenting on other people's love lives.
It wasn't a love life. It was a sex life, Mel.
Try to normalize that's okay, that's good. Like, it's things that men do. That's not what men do. That's what you do. You do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gossiping. Her name was released to the public.
Yenta Jesse on the okay.
I'm not gossiping. Her name is public record.
Can we move on?
Yes.
Okay. Track 7, Movie Star, featuring Pharrell.
I assume produced only by Pharrell and no other people.
Who knows?
Because they blew Pharrell's still charging $50 a track, or even more maybe, and they spent all the budget on that beat. That's why they had to go to the Sweden guys for everything else.
No, Jack Harlow's just giving his friends money now. Production credits for everything. Produced by Jack Harlow, Pharrell Williams, Angel the Babe, Truth Lopez, Roger Chayette. These are just his friends that he's just giving production credits to. Pharrell's the only person that produces beat.
Clearly, if you listen to the beat.
It's a 2-minute beat, yeah.
7-.
Oh.
6+.
We got another, 5+.
Wow, I'm the only one. Look at that.
Should I hit the watch again, or do they get the
Give
point?
It to them.
You get the point. Oh, Jesus. All right, fine.
So I'm the tiebreaker?
Yeah.
I'll give it to him.
To all my niggas that been living it up, what you do.
All right,
we were just talking about this. We were just talking about this, but there's a line in the song that I think is going to get him caught up, as Jesse alluded to, and it's probably going to make parents mad too. The man just flat out said, "We don't need condoms."
Well, let me go off on that a little bit here. I dig this beat off top, Neptune's, I assume. Jack is doing his braggadocious Playboy act again. Nothing new there. Pharrell singing a little bit. Then he says, "We don't use condom. Let's make a genre." What the fuck does that mean?
Maybe a genre of porn. I don't know.
Black, perhaps.
I'm sorry, but there's what new genre would that be? No condom porn? That exists. It's already a genre. What's the new genre? It doesn't make any sense.
I think. Well, we can extrapolate. He seems to like dark-haired chicks that look like Shigo. I think he's expressed preference for the Latino women. So maybe it is a new genre. They already have blacked, so we need like.
They have white on every single race on the internet now. This line ain't make any sense. I like the song. I'm the only one of us that likes it, but I'm just saying this line doesn't make any goddamn sense. Jack nearly corns himself out of another takeaway, but this Neptune beat is too hard. Give it to me while I play this Giveon. Okay, pal. How about no? Pharrell trading some bars with Jack. At the
Moulz saying,
end,
"Give it to me while I play this Giveon." I'm clipping that.
Oh man.
Well, listen, that's
gay Moulz right there.
Okay, that's
give it to me while I play this Giveon.
He says.
All right, I don't know why that would be gay Moulz. Like a woman can
give it to me
as well.
like while I play this Giveon.
That's his line in the song.
I'm clipping it.
Yeah, we know.
You saying give it to me while I play this Giveon?
What's gay about that?
What are you being given?
I don't know. What's Jack being given? It's a line that he said.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You said give it to me.
For the record, this is a pro LGBT.
We are.
Q.
We are pro.
You part of the LGBT community,
and we love you. So, don't.
I guess I'm part of the LGBT community, and I'm loved.
Yeah. Give me your ice cream and BBC right now while I play this Giveon.
All right, that would be what I would say, but I wouldn't be listening to no Giveon because I've already said my piece about him. He's another John Tolliver or whatever that guy's name is.
Giveon
Pharrell he's trading some bars with Jack at the end. We get a minor beat switch. I dig the production here, and I'm the Neptune's man. So what can I say?
The beat is fine. I expected more. I wouldn't say Pharrell let him down. I like the singing, but more so Jack let Pharrell. He didn't do what he had to do on this.
I agree.
He did not do what he had to do.
Like I said, Jack nearly corned himself out of even a 7-, but I think the beat's too hard.
He said, I like to dictate things, Kim Jong. I'm like, okay. You and me should do a tape, Dat Piff shit. Okay.
I pop for it.
Oh, you pop?
I like that one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's corny, but I like it,
You got to do a little more for me.
Yeah, sure. But barely gets over 7-. Jesse?
Mel, you know what drop you need to play for Jack?
What's that?
I'm taking you out of my top 5. Because I realized that you're not live.
Let's finish the review first.
Jack was in your top 5. 5
no, he
plus.
Wasn't.
He was.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Of new people, he was. He was your hope for the future.
All right, Jesse, relax. Okay.
You said he was going to be the next guy.
A bright future doesn't make him my hope for the future.
You said he was going to be the next guy. You taking him out of your top 5.
The future of the music industry.
That's what I meant.
Look, I mean, that's just I think he's just trying to be analytical. I thought he might have been the next guy too. He was never going to be my next guy.
That's what I meant, Mel. You thought he was going to be the next guy, so he was in your top 5. Next guys, you taking him out of your top 5.
The way Jesse gets from point A to point B will never cease to amaze me.
No, I'm low-key a genius. Whatever. 5 plus. Has Pharrell officially fallen off? You do need condoms if you don't know that woman.
No, Pharrell hasn't fallen off. He had some good beats on the Push album just 2 weeks ago. What are we talking about?
Yeah, we know.
Moulz, you ever gonna stop fronting on that byline?
Maybe. I mean, it's Pharrell, so
Byline by who?
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. That Pretty Girls like trap music.
No clue what you're talking about.
That it was good.
Ugly girls like it too. But 2 Chainz, forever the optimist, right?
I don't know. We know about 2 Chainz.
Anything
else?
LeBron sprinkled some fail on him, and it's been a sad sight ever since. No, I think we're good.
Okay.
I don't see Byline on Spotify.
It got pulled because they found out Pharrell was swagger jacking the Latinos.
Bailan, Jesse.
Bailan.
I
thought it was a byline, like a
byline.
No, not byline.
Whoa, that's what these writers do.
The writers go.
When they byline.
All right, byline. I'm gonna give you 15 seconds.
Don't.
This is Mel's favorite record.
Say it out loud. That wasn't 15. Okay. All right.
That's some fucking Bad Bunny shit. That's some Gary Suarez shit right there.
All right, xenophobic Jesse checking in now.
No, it sounded like what's the name of it? It sounded like reggaeton. That's all. How is that xenophobic?
What's the problem with Bad Bunny, Jesse? What's your problem with him?
I don't like it. That's all.
What? He's a WWE superstar.
If I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating. Season 9.
Mel, play some of that
style.
book ART.
No, I'm playing this. Okay.
Are you a racist? Do you hate Mexicans?
Okay.
He's not Mexican, Mel.
The point was, are you a racist? Okay.
Play a little of
Is
that
Mel
book.
a racist?
Play that book ART. Come on, that's some real music.
Because I want the monetization on this. Okay.
Oh, you
we
do?
can give him a live rendition. Bad Bunny made a tribute record to wrestling legend Booker T, and he goes Book ART. Okay, and it's great.
There,
it's a great record.
look it up. He comes out to it when he wrestles, which has been more than once now. He's a fucking legend. We love Bad Bunny, and we definitely.
What
don't
do you know?
fuck
He's
with.
really a good bunny. At the end of the
Yeah,
day,
he's a good bunny. He's a good bunny, but we don't fuck with that Bylon. Definitely not.
Yeah. Are you a racist? Do you hate cabbages?
what happened there? What was that about?
The vegetable, Mel. Don't worry about it.
I'll just say, if you know, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Fuck
You
them.
hate
And don't,
Latinx
and don't-
people, Mel.
And fuck them, and don't censor anything that Jesse said. All right, about no.
I wasn't because I didn't understand it. So.
About
It's
no
a reference to a
Suarez or
blog
nothing.
that from a guy that I don't fuck with.
Ain't no blog. It's one of them substacks, those subos. All right,
Yeah.
we know about that.
We've talked about him a lot of times on the air, Mel.
He's a fuck, and we don't have to censor it. I don't respect him.
A journalist that falls under that banner, under the Latinx banner or whatever.
That's not why I don't fuck with him.
right.
for
He's
the
just a
record.
fuck.
Okay. So, y'all want to move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Track 8, Lil Secret.
We've always heard about the famed track 8, you know. Track
it
8
must be great.
Must be great.
Not here.
After credits, flat 6.
Facts. Okay. I'm not even going. No, actually, that's not true. I actually went lower on this. This is my second lowest rated song on this album. Okay, here we go. Flat 5.
Flat 6 as well.
Mel and Jesse connect this time.
Didn't we already get side piece?
We did.
Like, so why we have I know you sick of being my little secret?
Now,
I get he's not really talking about a side piece. He's like keeping the girl out the spotlight.
Right.
But again, like I was saying, he's grown more verbose these days. The Jack of old, you know, he was more fluid, more concise, it felt to me. Okay. To me. All right. Peak pop rap Jack Harlow was on that daggone confetti to That's What They All Say.
Can you hit
that run?
Can you hit the 50 drop?
Oh, again?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was saying.
I mean, it's
that's what I was saying when the song came on. Again?
This for the bitches, nigga.
Yeah, again. I'll tell you right now, from what I counted, remember, I think it's 7 out of 15 tracks. It's for the bitches, nigga. So, what's that ratio? A little under half?
Just under half, yes.
Almost half the album is for the bitches, nigga. So, you know, I mean, look, I've never been in this position. I haven't even had a girlfriend for 10 years. So, I ain't got nobody to keep secret or public. So, this record isn't for me. I openly admit that. I get nothing out of this. So,
well, and it's the opposite of that Future line that you love so much. We could never tell the fucking public because he's saying
that line's a classic.
He's sick of you being my low secret. He's like, we must tell the public. It's a different, you know.
Well, no, he's saying I would like to tell the public, but you know, I don't want to risk the relationship, and you know,
I have very minimal notes here. I could be in and out in 5 seconds, basically. I know you sick of being my little secret. I know you sick of being my favorite. I know you hate the fact that I'm famous. SPR, small penis rap. Drake core. This album makes me appreciate Drake more, and also shocked even his overly manicured image could somehow be whitewashed.
Yeah, you were saying that Drake, you know, was inoffensive enough already, but like, surprisingly, we can make it more so, I guess.
Derivative as derivative gets. I feel absolutely nothing production-wise, lyrically. I've heard it a million times, and I've heard it better. That's it.
All right, Jesse.
Notes say the song that is sampled, 2003, I fell in love with a stripper in New Orleans to this song. Like, this was her song that she walked on the stage to. The song that this song samples. I relate to I told my therapist about you. They're a woman that I've told my therapist about.
I've told my therapist about every woman.
Yeah, that were not like significant others that I've talked to my therapist about. Then I said, "What's the difference between this and side piece? Is this monogamous secret style?" And that was it.
All right. Lil Secret, keep it to yourself, okay? Which
should have kept the song to himself too.
Yeah, I mean, it might be for somebody, other famous people again, but yeah. All right. Track 9, I Got a Shot. I would hope we're in a pandemic, but 5+.
Wow. Interesting.
Okay.
7-.
Another watch 6+.
Oh man, I ain't hitting it this time for the second time. If you don't know what the Royal Watch is at this point, I don't know what to tell you. But my notes were
5-. Is this your least favorite song?
Yes.
Okay.
My notes at this point were there's a lot of girl songs on here. Said good organ that comes in the middle.
Hit the 50 drop.
Is it still in here? Yeah.
This for the bitches, nigga.
Organ comes in. I said, Zaytoven, take notes. Line that stood out. He said, I'm from the city where they might put one in your temple. I said, okay. Well,
Zaytoven, take notes. What the fuck? What?
I don't like that Zaytovo production. All right. This was a good organ. This wasn't no Fisher Price organ. Okay.
This is a Fisher Price album.
Perhaps, but look, the variations of I've heard and like
why are there
modern
so
day
many
rap
producers on this thing?
It's a major label rap album, Jesse. This is
no, it's like 10 producers on this one song.
It's the new way,
how
Jesse.
It goes. Blame Kanye for this.
Yeah, exactly. Blame Kanye.
Yeah, the line, I'm from the city where they might put one in your temple. This preoccupation modern day rappers have with like trying to boost the credibility of their city through violence. Look, people get murdered everywhere. I could say the same thing. People get shot in Peoria. It's not a flex. Let's not try to put Louisville on the map as like a shooter town.
That. By the time take office in Peoria, there won't be any more shootings.
Oh my god,
Mayor Moulz.
Yeah, let's not try to like make our city seem tough to sound cool on a record. Like people get one put in a temple in literally every city. Like what are we actually talking about with this? Anyway.
I kind of agree with you, but I still like the record. I mean, there's like this aquatic sort of beat. I like some of the vocal melodies during the verses, although, we just came off of that Patreon special, State of the Rankings 8, and I reviewed your Johnny Polygon mix, Mel. I think Johnny Polygon's better at vocal melodies than Jack Harlow. So that's not an endorsement of Johnny Polygon, but maybe a shot at Jack Harlow. Definitely reminds me
like a shot at Johnny too, but we got work to do, so I'll let it slide.
All right, we definitely have some elements here that remind me of stuff on the last album that I dug, but the vocal melodies definitely feel like the upgraded Drake cosplay version of Jack that we've been seeing across this album. Either way, they work. He says, "Touch you with spiritual Hindu, yeah." And at that point, I just wrote, Jack, get a ghostwriter, please. And then catchy chorus. That's about it.
He don't need a ghostwriter. He just needs to stay out of his own head. I mean, I hate to be like, the armchair psychologist, but it's like, it feels like since his profile has gotten larger, he's really like thinking a lot about this. Wow, I'm famous. I actually made it thing. And maybe it's affecting.
I mean, I shouldn't even be asking you this because I like the song. Neither of you do. But what is this? Touch you with spiritual Hindu.
I don't know. You gotta ask the Hindus. I don't know.
What was the line?
Touch you with spiritual Hindu, yeah.
Yeah, Hindu is not Hindu's a religion. It's not a. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was an egregiously bad line, but I liked enough about the song to put it over. Musically, I enjoyed this production. Thanks to the 10 producers for definitely putting their foot in this production here.
Jesse?
My notes say this sounds, again, a little dicky-ish and tropical. I hear the baby flow with I Got a Shot, It's Not a Pistol. That little part of the hook, that sounds like the baby. My notes say we officially know about Mel if his takeaway for this album is higher than the Tyler review. And
don't nobody care about him. Okay, Tyler the Creator is like, what are we talking about? What are we really talking about?
A lot of people care about him, Mel.
The Tyler
album,
I
know it was a figure of speech, but I'm
the
saying
Tyler
like,
album was better than this album. If we're counting albums with
aesthetic
DJ
nonsense,
drama on them,
okay, come on.
It was better aesthetic nonsense than this fake Drake music.
This isn't aesthetic nonsense. This is fake pop. No, real pop, but
no, this is Netflix original Drake, is what it is. It's directed video Drake. DTV Drake.
We not. Come on, listen. That first listen is out. You can go listen to it, folks. I'm not relitigating that. Okay. If you like that fake Gangsta Grillz, bad rapping Tyler tape, go ahead. All right. Tyler can do much better than that stuff he gave you on there. But whatever.
And then my notes say Mel is eating fake Wagyu with wooden utensils.
Why would that be in your notes?
He has a line about eating Wagyu with wooden utensils on this song.
Oh, yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Anyway, did I ever read the fake Wagyu thing? Did I ever read the story or the text I sent to the waitress that served me the fake Wagyu?
No.
Well, actually, it was my man Stewo. You know Stewo, Jesse. You're a big fan, right?
Goat.
Yeah, he played wingman for me. I won't say her name on air, but he left a note for me. She texted me back. Hi, is this Melvin? This is redacted from the Mason jar. Just wanted to say that I'm dating someone, but you all were wonderful and were a pleasure to serve. Safe travels and cheers. Nice woman. She was a nice woman. I wish she wasn't dating someone. But
wasn't that like long distance?
No, like later on that day, because we left a note at breakfast, and then she like texted me later because he left.
You saying you wish she wasn't long distance? Didn't you have to travel to wherever she was?
I said nothing about long distance. I said I wish she wasn't with nobody.
But I'm saying,
I did have to travel. I mean,
wouldn't that be long distance?
Yeah, technically. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was 3-4 hours. Whatever. But think about me. I'm deprived. All right. After 10 years,
4 hours away is far.
Of course. But what else am I gonna get?
All right. What did Stilo say?
No, he was just like, he just left my number and some, some nice things for me.
What did it say? Do you still have it?
No, he left the note with her. I
thought you had a text.
That was the text from her in response to the
note. You didn't send her a text. Got it.
No,
I thought you said, did I ever read the text that I sent this woman?
If that's what I said, my bad. I mean, I replied to the text that she sent me, but it's of no importance. I just wanted to share that, I do be out here trying, despite being virgin male. But
not trying hard enough, but I hear you.
I'm not, because I'm not that concerned. But
right,
here's what it is.
You trying to lose that virginity like Jesse's trying to get a career. I ain't trying.
The point is, I got a shot. I don't sweat it. But yeah, can we move on?
We've got it. It's imperative.
Okay. Okay. I'm down to not take forever on this next track if you are. Track 10, Churchill.
How convenient that this is the song that you don't want to take forever on.
Why would I not want to?
Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. A murder did not take place.
Why would I take that approach when I prefer Drake over Jack Harlow and he bodied Jack?
Well, you might be trying to save face, with the this was the moment where if there were any remaining stocks still in my ledger, I liquidated them immediately. This is why, Mel, he's not going to be able to rebound and be the lyrical miracle after all of this run is over with?
Look, flat 7.
7-.
6+.
Now, I will say, his shameless aping of Drake throughout this entire album, when the Drake feature comes through and crushes every other verse on this album, I think it speaks for itself, for starters. He got bodied, renegaded, wiped the floor like a mop, just completely put in a box by Drizzy, okay? Drake reasserted himself. He alphaed Jack on this track, and he had, in my mind, I've ran it back a couple times now. I think that this is a top 5 Drake feature verse, no questions asked, hands down. It's up there with like the Party Next Door feature over here. It's among my favorite Drake features of all time. It is the only reason I'm giving this song a 7-. I'd like to point out specifically a couple lines. I don't know if this is pro or anti-metaverse, but either way, we about to feed these youngins to the metaverse. Fuck off.
I said on the phone when this leak came out, I think he was saying like, you know, it was a dystopian sort of warning. It's like, we about to feed these kids to the metaverse.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm just trying
I don't
to
want to hear about
like,
the fucking metaverse, and I hope in a couple years the line doesn't even make sense to people. The label used to wonder how I'm supposed to stand next to Vert, Lil Uzi Vert, Generation Now, of course. A very Drake, like, they thought I would never be bigger than Trey Songz, boy, was they wrong, like, type line.
That was just some negative energy for me to feed off.
And then, Mel, get my Jaden drop ready. He ends his verse with, before I met Drizzy, I knew he and I would get along, but it's really hard to crack jokes when you really want advice. And this is all I thought of.
Oh my God. Like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
This is the textbook. You said he was in his own head. I say he's become a little self-serious. In his
the
bars.
thing is, you got to realize he's on a track with one of his idols who he's modeled a lot of his style after. And so consequentially, we're going to get diary raps. We're going to get self-mythologizing. We're going to get cult of personality.
Yes, raps. But here's the thing. That's all well and good, except for the fact that Drake embarrassed him on here.
And you're not going to out-introspect Drake. You're not going to do that to the boy, okay? I gotta bring it to you, Jack.
That's
the
like
student
me
ain't surpassing a master time soon, eh?
That's like me trying to Olympic freestyle wrestle with Kurt Angle because I was on the wrestling team in 7th and 8th grade. Okay, it's just ridiculous. Okay,
and he does it over like a fake 40 beat too.
Yes, this is. Oh, this is not a 40 beat. Is that?
I don't believe so. This beat does nothing for me, by the way.
You know? All right, who gives a fuck? Jack, you got murked on here.
Here's the thing. I don't even dislike Jack's verse, but it's just, you're trying to like go bar for bar with Drake on here to prove that like, this, you know, you're amongst your idols now. You're in the same, you know.
You're not. You proved it with this song. You're Frake. You're the guy that's walking around right now pretending to be Drake wearing the OVO hoodies and the rollies, and you're not Drake. Okay? Look. We saw the real thing right here. You're the Bondulu Drake, and I'm done with it. All right? 7- for Drake. Drake, you reasserted yourself. You're still the big dog. You're the tribal chief. Okay? I acknowledge Drake. That's who I acknowledge.
You know, he talked about in that Rosenberg interview, like, you know, the leak that wasn't his final verse, and he was right because he's kind of. There was a part where, like, in the leak, he said, like, goddamn, but here it's different, and the whole rest of the verse is different from that point. I will say it is a slight upgrade. I never thought the original verse was terrible. It's just that he was so clearly outclassed at trying to do this that it just, yeah.
He's not on that level. You know, I haven't felt this way, Mel, since Liv Morgan got put in that program with Becky Lynch, and she could not step up to Becky's level. And I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to hear from her anymore.
Sometimes you get exposed, and it's what I've been saying going into this album. It feels like he's been...
Let me just spoil something. I don't like any of the other songs on this album. He loses me at this very point. I'm reminded who the king is.
Wild.
And he is delegitimized in my eyes from this point forward on the album.
I disagree there, but what I'll say is, as I was saying, in private on the phone with you in our personal time, it feels like they were putting him in position to be one of the guys, if not the next guy. And I feel like he sensed that, and now he's like rushing it. Okay, instead of letting it play out, like he wants us to accept it now instead of waiting for it to happen, as Drake did. It's like, I got the Drake feature. I'm going bar for bar with Drake now. I'm the man now. I got the number, but it's like you still got a ways to go.
You're not going bar for bar with Drake. You're not. You're going bar for bar with Drake in a technical sense because you're on a song with him, but you're not.
Here's the interesting thing, man. Like, I think he could have made it closer with it. Like, I've heard better verses from him.
So
like, this was kind of like, did he shrink in the moment? Like, what happened?
Mel, if he can, then he would have, but he didn't.
Hey, there you go. But here's the thing. Funny thing is, Light Up, when Drake got Jay outboxed him there.
But Jay didn't wipe the floor with him with one of his greatest feature verses of all time.
And that's the difference.
Jay was still slightly washed in 2010.
Drake sunned him. He said, let Papa show you how to do it. He spanked him on the ass, told him, good try, champ. And that's what happened.
It was necessary, though. I think ultimately, this is the thing. He loses me here, but that's fine. That's the point. This should be the motivation for him to get to that level. Because to me, him getting slapped down like this is just how I perceive it. And this is just the spirit of competition, right? Like, to me, he got smacked down to earth a little bit on this record. And it's like, you ain't on my level yet. And if you thought you were, you got a lot more work to do. And I think that might be a good thing for him.
That boy Kratos and that guy, he climbed up like the freaking Mount Olympus and got up there, and the god smacked him back down. It's like, you're not ready quite yet. I mean, they hang out, they're cool with each other. But
you need a good humbling sometimes, And Drake humbled him.
I think conspiracy theory style, I think his verse was done. And he heard the Drake verse. He saw the response to the leak. Or maybe just in private, he got the Drake verse back and was like, nah, I need to step it up. Either way,
he didn't step it up high enough.
That conclusion himself or the internet bullied him. He tightened it up. Now, he didn't step it up enough.
He's not standing eye to eye with Drake on this. He's not.
No.
We've talked about Renegade.
Once he got the verse back.
We've talked about how it's unfair that people say people get renegaded because Jay's verse on there is really good on Renegade. Mm-hmm. You could argue it might be better than the M verse. I'm just saying. You can argue it.
Depending on your taste in rap. Yeah, you can make an argument.
So all I'm saying is, I made the argument already. It's done. Okay? And the episode has over 1,000 downloads. People already know. So I'm just saying.
Wait, what was the argument? I'm sorry.
I said it already. I don't rehash old arguments. You got to go. If you want my old shit, buy my old album.
Maybe I missed what you were saying. I thought you were saying you can make the argument that this Drake verse is better than Eminem on Renegade.
No, I didn't say that.
No, so what was your argument?
I'm saying you could make the case for Jay's verse on Renegade being better than M's.
No, you can't.
I don't think it's fair. You think M wiped the floor with Jay and embarrassed him on that record?
Not wiped the floor and embarrassed him, but it was Eminem's beat, so he knew how to attack it perfectly.
That's fair.
That's always been my take.
I'm not saying that people that prefer M's verse aren't valid. I think it's valid.
No one really won on that. They were pretty close to equal.
That's not what this is. This is Drake wiping the floor
Drake
with Jack Harlow's curly mop head, and he flipped him upside down and started wiping the floor with him. Like a Swiffer, okay? This is abuse. This is child abuse. How old is he? 24? Is he still in the state of Kentucky considered a child?
God. Here's the take. This is a good Drake verse. It is. He's got the quotables. Probably the bar of the verse is praying on my downfall. Don't make you religious, man. That's a bar. But here's the thing. And as a Drake stan, I say this. He has a level above this. I don't even think he had to go full, let me focus on this pen, Drake, to deal with Jack. He didn't even have to go all the way there because he's kind of doing that flow that I love these days. Well, it's a recent diary flow because the previous diary flow was, the AM, PM tracks. I feel like he's always been nimble on those. The recent flow, and I point to this song all the time because it's overrated. Lemon Pepper Freestyle, where he's just so static in this same droning flow. Okay.
But the bars
he kind of flirted
this,
with it here. He said motivation twice in the same verse.
Okay, I appreciate your detail in your critique. I will say that.
I'm a stan.
But I think this is a very high quality Drake feature.
It
verse.
is. But like
and
I'm
in
saying,
what you could perceive that either way. You could either say he's out to murder this kid, or he's gifting him one of his best feature verses. You could look at it glass half full, glass half empty. But I choose to look at it
Drake rapping
half empty.
For the record, because apparently my Drake takes scare a lot of people. To me, peak Drake rapping is not Lemon Pepper Freestyle. We're talking 4 p.m. in Calabasas. We're talking his verse on Over Here for Party
features.
Next Door.
Yeah, tell me features though. Other features that are up to par with this and Over Here.
Well, this is a specific kind of song. Like this is introspective diary raps.
Sure, but it's still a feature.
And does he? He's got off the top of my head. I'm trying to think feature verse diary raps from him. I don't know. I'm just talking about his rapping in general. The peak form Drake raps you're gonna get on 4 p.m. You're gonna get on Omerta. You're gonna get on, I already said Over Here. You're gonna get it on Worst Behavior. That verse, I've heard better Drake rapping, so I know when he's kind of, I won't say mailing it in, but on autopilot. But this is slightly above autopilot.
You can't come up with 5 features that are better than this. Lyrically.
No, I'm sure I could. I'm just not. I'm not in that headspace.
So this is not top 5 Drake features to you.
It could be. I'm just not ready to commit to it.
Okay, I'm ready.
Like I said, I don't even think this is his peak form, but it was enough to deal with Jack.
This is fucking J. Cole on the Benny the Butcher record for me, but with Drake.
He didn't. He had a clearly better verse than Benny, but he didn't body Benny.
No, he didn't, but I'm talking about the quality of the verse at this point in their career when I had already thought we had heard the most from, like, the best of them.
Okay, well, see, we differ there, because I wasn't shocked by this Drake verse. Like, it wouldn't feel like he had hit a new gear.
I feel like Drake has been an autopilot. Like, Scorpion was the last album from him I was really feeling. I didn't like Dark Lane demo tapes. I was mixed on CLB. And I feel like he's been totally an autopilot. So for him to pop out with a verse, probably the first Drake verse in 4 years that I feel really strongly about, I know it's a special verse. That's all.
My only other note is Drake. What's the deal with the mixes these days, bro?
It's that Nickelodeon Studios. Sony Studios. That's right.
It's that I'm almost a billionaire. I'm just recording verses in hotel rooms and sending them off. You sound like you recorded in a daggone space heater. Like, what is with this? Why are we getting these?
He's gambling.
Yeah, he's busy gambling.
I've been drinking again.
Where's that drop? I love that.
That's Drake at the craps table, okay?
Well, you remember my 2020 theory is that he's dealing with alcoholism, But yeah, that's for another time. Where is it?
That alcoholism and that
he's and always also, with them spritzers, bro.
But that and the Gambolo together sometimes is quite the mix, I've seen it happen.
Yep, I've been drinking again.
Okay. See?
Yeah, look. Jack, nice try, I guess, but maybe not the best move. Maybe not quite. Look, I'm not gonna knock you. Like if you can get the Drake feature, you take it. Every time. But
but I'm not.
I would have went a different direction. Get the Drake hook. Make
what's crazy though, Mel?
Make that record. Don't try to go.
We'll talk about it more on the Wayne record because he gets a Wayne feature as well because this is a 2010 rap album. We've got Wayne 2 tracks from now, I think. 2 or 3 tracks from now. And we'll talk about the utility that Wayne has and how Wayne's utilized. And we'll get back to this record when we go there. But that's all I have to say for now.
Yeah. Jesse?
Just a bodying courtesy of the boy. That's what it is.
My notes say 6+ blatant Drake homages, Another example of how kids who don't know good rap will elevate this. I don't care about this Drake verse and whoever he's subbing. Another Whips and Chains reference. Fuck whoever likes
that. Was actually a good one though. As much as I'm tired of those, the man said, "Whips and chains like a dominatrix." Whoosh. Okay, it's the flair,
style.
It's the showmanship.
It's the style. Exactly.
Okay?
I agree.
Yeah.
Final note said, "Fuck whoever likes this verse except Moulz Mel."
Well, thank you for that, Jesse. I appreciate that.
Sure.
All right. Did we say everything we need to say?
I've said my piece for now. R.I.P. to the boy Jack. Next time, hopefully you can learn from what just happened here.
All right. Track 11, Like a Blade of Grass. Now we cooking 7+.
Not quite. More like a blade of ass. Flat 6.
Oh my God. That wouldn't even be a blade of ass. Don't give into the talk of the day. That a blade of ass would be like a 3. Okay. First of all, I know what this is, you know.
And you ain't black.
You ain't ready for this record. Okay. You ain't.
Oh
black.
yeah. From the great black artist, the Asiatic Jack Harlow. I'm not ready for this one.
Look, Jack. You
know you're my favorite white boy, right?
Okay. This is what I bought stock in. All right. This Jack.
Don't do that.
The good singing Jack. He's riding that beat without desperately trying to force the guidem. You know? Like, this is how you sound like the guy without forcing it. This is a good record. I think it's, what is this? My second favorite record on the album? Yeah.
This isn't like one of the worst records on the album to me. But after that murdering, I can't believe I have to listen to 5 more songs from the deceased. This is a girl record with some smooth production. Dude is talking about IG, tears, can I please dive in? More generic talk we hear from everybody. I dig the harmonica in the beat. I do not care for this song lyrically at all or melodically. I do like this one production-wise, though, a lot. They gonna treat us like we Kim and Ye. Okay, but they've been divorced for how long now?
That's not the point. The point is that they're tabloid, you know.
Pick a different couple. They're nothing anymore. They're divorced.
So sure, we know that. We agree there, but you know what he meant.
I know, yeah, but it sounds like it was a song that was recorded before that happened, and he just kept it. Anyway, I don't care. It's a 6. It's all right. I can move on when Jesse's done telling us what he thinks.
I gave this a 7+ as well.
Wow.
Nice.
Notes say I really like this production. Fake Drake singing on the hook. This should be a hit. Notes say teach me how to Duggo drums. I don't care about these women's body counts, and cameras are not treating him like Kim and Ye. He's not famous enough to be treated like Kim and Ye.
Of course.
And whatever woman he's with.
If he were to bring her out, reveal her, you know, then that could potentially happen.
No, he's not that. He's not that level.
Why are we being dense? Okay, why are we being dense to Jack? All right, look, I've had enough.
I object, Your Honor.
You object to the room, or you object to being the crackhead?
Okay. I object. I'm a crackhead for Harlow on this track.
He doesn't have that level of notoriety yet, to where cameras are treating him like Kanye.
We know, Jesse. We know.
Okay.
We're supposed to. It's fake it till you make it. We're supposed to buy into it so it happens. Like Jay saying best rapper alive. You know.
That's like Mel saying cameras are treating me like Mr. Marcus.
Overrated talent, by the way. Mad overrated.
Why are you rating men's talent?
Because they're a part of the scene. Same reason I don't like, what's that man name? Whatever.
This part of the night, huh?
No, we already really did this, but you know.
Like who? Same reason you don't like who? Fuck it, 4 songs to go.
I'm trying to remember he's bald. All I know is he's bald.
Wesley Pipes?
No, it's a white man. He's bald white
Stone
man.
Cold Steve Austin?
I don't.
It's not Johnny Sins though. He's alright. Anyway.
Mother.
Yeah.
Man is rating how well these guys fuck with.
Hold on, real quick Seinfeld moment. What's the deal with black guys wearing watches in smut? Yeah, that's.
I'm not looking at their wrists, Mel.
You're not a real beater. You got to observe the scene, bro.
No,
I know
I don't
everything
care about
that's
watches.
happening on that set.
I don't care about watches.
Anyway.
Well, Mel can't wait for the debut of the new genre that Jack's going to be debuting.
Can't wait. I'll be there first day. See what it's hitting for.
With the
Just like I was when Young M.A. directed that film.
Don't get me started.
It's true. Mel watched the Young M.A. porn. It's true.
Don't get me started.
Shout out to her. Can't wait till we review her. Okay.
You want to hear a semi-funny but whatever kind of story?
If you want to tell it.
Sure. Like my ex-wife, she was like grilling me, like, are you watching porn? And I'm like, no. And she's like, what's this on the screen? And it said Young M.A., so she thought I was watching the Young M.A. porn. I had up a SoundCloud of an MC Paul Barman alias named Young Man. But I guess the end was cut off of the tab. She saw Young M.A. and she thought I was watching the Young M.A. directed porn. And we were going through this for like 5 to 10 minutes. Like, she wouldn't tell me what she was talking about. And I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, that thing that's on your screen. And I was like, no, this is a SoundCloud link.
Paul Barman is about the perfect antithesis of the Young M.A. directed porn, actually.
Yeah. I feel like they're maybe closer in spirit than you would think.
No. Yeah.
Musically apart, but...
She directed some lesbian porn that I don't care about, that I've never seen.
Alright.
I heard Hunno Gold was in it, but I didn't watch it.
Did she eventually apologize?
No, she was just like, oh, I don't remember. She probably was like, oh, sorry or whatever. But it wasn't like a big argument, but I was just like so confused. I was like, what are you talking about?
You should have hit her with that.
Man, that's some whole shit. But we should just move on because...
You know.
Yeah, that's what I said, basically. 2019, we should move on with our lives.
Oh, man.
Alright. Divorce style Jesse is always a
good thing you guys didn't have kids, because the kids would be stuck in track 12.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Track 12, Parent Trap, featuring Justin Timberlake. Something tells me I'm going to be alone here. Flat 7.
6 minus. Send him back to the woods where he belongs.
To the woods with you. Yeah, I get it. I know.
Jesse?
But it's
either 7 or... I don't know if it's 7 or 7 minus. I don't know if the dash was like for after my
look
notes.
at that. Bosom buddies, Mel and Jesse.
Yeah, somewhere in the 7 range.
The dash is digi. Let's throw it in there. 7 minus, you know? I
Right.
always say, if you're on the fence, 7. You know, go lower.
If I'm alone here, let me just speak my piece and leave. Looking around, it's hard to believe where I'm at. Everywhere I look, somebody's staring back. Paranoid, even out in paradise. Scared to see my parents pass. I agree. One of them already did. Red carpet in some dress shoes and a pair of slacks. I think I'm sick of wearing that. Then he loses me. Justin Timbo hook, who the fuck cares? It's not a hit and he's washed. 2010 ass features. I like Jack's self-awareness on the first verse, but the production is very low-key, kind of cheap sounding. Don't like the chorus. And the second verse...
Did Timberland produce this, Jesse?
He didn't produce this.
Parent Trap.
I heard him.
You did?
He was doing the beatbox, the mouth scratches.
Oh, was he? I didn't hear him at all.
Timberland.
I heard him.
Oh, he's one of the people.
Fake. He is?
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow, unbelievable. Guess that's how Justin Timberlake showed up. This is a 2010 ass album after all. The second verse is more defensive bars about why people don't like his music. If, like, you know, never addressing the elephant in the room that maybe we just don't like the fucking music. He seems very hung up on this and a bit defensive still. 6 minus.
I'm a fan of this beat. I said a male type beat. I would have maybe wanted something like this on my major label debut if I popped anywhere between 07 and 09. I would have got some contemplative male bars off.
Well, you would have been ahead of your time because this is 2010 ass shit. So, you know, congrats. You would have had a nice little beat
we know
at the time.
I'm always ahead of my time. But There's a bar. The top is where they like to see you get embarrassed at. It's true.
Hold on. Jeff's Fairfoe is his name.
You just noticed that?
In the...
You just got that?
Yeah.
Hours later?
Delirious.
No, I just saw. I didn't even look at it. I'm looking at my notes. You know, looking at life.
This is a bar. I don't know how y'all know. I don't know how deep you are in the sports, but when he said I'm on my journeyman, Jared Jack, that's a bar. That was a bar.
No one cares.
No, there are people that care. Okay, if they like that Luca bar, they like this Jared Jack bar.
I haven't heard one.
The start of
Giannis
verse
bar.
2.
This guy's a fraud. He's a fake Tony Khan.
Verse 2, he shared some of this on that Rosenberg interview. He kind of like fumbled through it in the interview, but it sounded better here. I like this melody. It messes with me. Flat 7. I like it. That's all I got.
Jeff's,
did you like the harmony though, Mel?
Harmony
melody?
Yeah, melody, harmony. Nas put on a pretty good show this past weekend. But anyway, my notes say vocal scratching on the hook. Is this what Mel meant by Jack would appeal to the Dusties? And then it just says persecution style. And that was it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
persecution style.
Overly defensive about the fact that people don't like his like bland milquetoast pop rap. Like, it's ridiculous.
Hey, when you grow up listening to my main man Drake and his idol Kanye, like this aggrieved rap, this is what happens. So mileage may vary.
I need a Jay Sherman drop. It stinks,
Jay Sherman. I know Sherman
from The Critic, bro. The great cartoon with the...
I know what he looks like. I didn't know what his name was.
What was that, John Lovitz?
I knew he was The Critic.
John Lovitz, yeah. It's a classic cartoon.
I know John Lovitz, right.
Classic cartoon. You watch these cartoons, you don't know about The Critter?
When did that drop? I was probably like 2.
95, I feel like.
Yeah, I was 2. I was 2 years old. But I know who it is. I know John Lovitz.
You gotta watch The Critic. You would love it. It would air right after The Simpsons.
I see.
Before that, Americo Dad, Famlo Guy, all that bullshit. That was the shit.
All right. You want to move on?
Yeah, fuck this song. Hey. Wait, Jesse. You said your piece, right?
Yeah, I gave my notes.
Yeah, you said. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Track 13, Poison, featuring Lil Wayne. 7-.
What the fuck, Mel?
What?
Go ahead, Moulz.
Flat 6.
We got
what did
another,
I do?
We got another 5-.
Mel, hit my Swiss Beats drop, please.
Okay. Here you go.
In life, we gotta face our poison in order to poison on.
Because then you're a poised son.
Because you was born from your mother and you a poised son. You understand? That was hard.
Nori saying that was hard is the best part.
Yeah.
I'll use my break in case of emergency, 1 use per first listen, ethereal female vocal sample up top, DJ Drama, new music drop, more Drake core here. Ooh, you got so much poise. Girl, you're poison, but the good kind. That's the Swizz Beats drop right there. Wayne coming in with the auto-tuned rap swag on his verse. He gets some style points at certain points, but he's a bit mush-mouthed in other points. He should have went bar for bar with Modern Wayne and let Drake do a song like this, where he's just kind of doing the singing Drake thing instead of allowing himself to get murdered like that. And that's all I have to say. He still got murdered, so I'm still not buying into what he's selling me anymore.
Okay, well, my first note, I guess I should be happy this wasn't a BBD sample. I said more girl songs.
Why? Busta did that on his album. It was good.
He did, but it was good, and he's Busta, so,
you don't like BBD, but you like that BBC, Mel. We got audio. Mel talking about big black cocks.
We do. We do. The Getty Images bar kind of popped me because, I always crop that tag out. Nobody care about ghetto. Wow, don't clip that.
I'm clipping it. I'm clipping it.
God.
Don't nobody care about the ghetto.
Oh, no. Don't nobody care about ghetto. Scarlett Johansson, whip it to a Black Widow. Well, Wayne said that was a bar.
It was?
Yeah, it was.
That's going to be what Mel says when you guys review a Fabulous album. Don't nobody care about ghetto. Man calls himself ghetto.
Ghetto.
Yeah, we know about him. What was it? Jack said something about Venom, and I instinctually went Venom when he said it. My haters keep on talking, but these lyrics gonna outlive them. It's a decent bar, but you don't want all these bars to outlive. And this is 7- lastly because it makes me think of them goth girls I had an infatuation with growing up. Them even better if they were like a tomboy goth girl. Now we talking. Okay, now we got a stew going.
What was that porn site with the goth girls?
Suicide Girls.
Yeah, Suicide Girl.
No, Evil Angel is that's that mud. Okay, that's that real shit.
That mud.
Yeah, you put that in the cup.
Suicide Girls. That's what Mel loves.
See ya. Okay, you're out
That's
of here.
That's the room music. That Suicide Girls.
Yeah. Listen to that Atmosphere episode to understand that. But yeah, that's all I got. 7-. We'll move on.
No,
you read your notes,
given his thoughts.
Oh.
Yeah, I read my notes.
My notes say, "What is this new music drop? No shit, it's new. We haven't heard this song before this album. That's why it's new music.
No
shit, it's new, Mel.
Sorry.
Why is there a drop for
DJ that? Drama just decide to pop up on this album in like the last 3 songs?
Might be in Jack's contract.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously. Like he has to get writing credit or something.
Yeah, something. All right.
Some 21-year-old bird-brained female will think this is deep. I get what he's going for, but there's no such thing as good poison. I hate this Wayne verse.
You tell that to these people who drink alcohol, okay?
Alcohol is not poison.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, Jesse. It's actually exactly
literal
what
poison. It should not be introduced into the human body, but they do it because it lowers their inhibitions and makes them feel warm and fuzzy. I get why they do it, but it's literal poison, okay?
I'm not much of a drinker, but within moderation, you're not poisoning yourself if you have one drink at dinner, is what I'm saying.
It's still poison, okay?
If you get drunk and shit-faced drunk, then sure, you poisoned yourself. But if I have a glass of wine
that's how you
or something,
can get alcohol poisoning.
Right, but if I have a glass of wine, I'm not poisoning
myself.
myself.
Here's the thing. I never get Snappo poisoning from drinking too many iced teas,
No, that's called diabetes.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jesse, what about this Wayne verse?
Oh, I said I hate this Wayne verse. I can't believe this was Moulz Mel's God MC. More talk of
we
introducing.
don't have time tonight to refute that, to object to that. Okay, like just.
No, he was good at one point, but I can't believe how far he's fallen.
Okay, well, I mean,
more talk of introducing woman to the family.
He's gonna take her to Thanksgiving. Is that the song where he says this?
Has there been a greater fall off than Lil Wayne?
Yeah, because here's the thing about Lil Wayne. He fell off when he got out of jail and he came back with like Carter 4. The album was weak. But then he started coming back a little bit, like the singles for Carter 5.
Birdman kneecapped him again.
Yeah,
I'm talking about what big name artists, what big, respected rapper fell off harder.
He fell off a little again, and then he came back with Funeral. I thought Funeral was a bit of a return to form. At this point, I can't say Wayne fell off, and he's been on a bit of a feature run as well lately. I'll say Wayne hasn't fallen off. Wayne just gets on and off like he's like a Randy Orton. Like sometimes he's on and he still shows his flashes of brilliance, and sometimes he just kind of phones it in. And at this point, you don't know what you're going to get. I felt this was a bit phoned in from Wheezy.
I can't think of any big name, talent that fell off that hard.
T.I.
He didn't fall off lyrically that hard.
Oh yes, he did. I can't listen to him anymore. He raps like the English gentleman gimmick that he started talking like.
Oh, well, I stopped paying attention, I guess.
I mean, I can't listen to him rap. I mean, he can still rap like. I mean, Wayne didn't fall off in that sense.
Did you say English gentleman?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Y'all niggas in the UK cannot fucking rap. They can't. At least not up to our standards. At least not up to our fucking standards. So y'all go,
That's a good.
I had to play the full version.
That's a good tie-in. Remember, she said he talked like he was in a Freedman Borough or something.
You'd be laughing at that. Yeah.
Azalea Banks is one of the Earth's greatest chaos agents. That's all I'll say. I disagree with that take about UK rappers, but
when she was beefing with Iggy Azalea and like T.I. came to Iggy's defense, she went on like this crazy rant against T.I. Yeah.
Wow.
On Hot 97, it was actually very funny.
Yeah. She said he talked like a slave.
Yeah, and that's how he started rapping. He started doing that like inflection in his voice when he was doing the indubitably sort of fucking voice that he was doing. Started rapping like that too, and it just became it's intolerable.
One of your favorite songs has indubitably, Moulz.
Yeah, I know.
That Chunky Fire.
Yeah, indubitably Piper Pied.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
Mel said indubitably Piper Perry.
Yeah, she's good. Track 14, Nail Tech. First single here. I expect to be alone here. 8-.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Here we go.
Grow up. Okay.
Bitch, I'm 29.
All right.
I'm grown.
I'm
allowed to like this.
You know what?
I can like this a lot.
I need that JR.
In what sense?
Go to just go to sleep. Give us all a break.
Oh man. I thought you were gonna ask me, or you were gonna hit me with this.
Fuck that shit.
Okay.
That's how I feel. Flat 6.
I thought you liked this record.
You did?
Yeah, didn't you say this is like a 7- or something for
No,
you?
I've repeatedly said to you that I don't like this record. I don't like First Class, and I only liked the leaked song with Drake because Drake wiped the floor with him. I didn't like any of the singles on the merits of Jack Harlow throughout this entire cycle. Never liked this record.
Yeah.
I didn't like it from the moment I heard it. I hit you up immediately and said, this is not the first single. This is like when Drake dropped Over.
I recall you saying like it's a 7, but this isn't the one.
I didn't say it was I've never in my life said this was a 7.
All right, man. I can't scroll back that far, but I wouldn't lie on you like that.
Then pull up the receipts. But if you can't,
like I said, I don't know if I can scroll back that far.
I've scrolled back pretty far.
I'll keep scrolling. Twitter is whack when it comes to this, you know.
All right, I didn't give this shit no 7.
All right, when did this drop? This was
and
February.
It's irrelevant because even if I did, I don't anymore. You know. Okay. And I didn't. I definitely didn't.
I'm still scrolling. Jesse, you want to give your notes while I scroll?
5+, very short notes.
Oh man, wow.
Musically, this sounds like a somewhat derivative of the Lil Nas X song that he's on that was a hit.
Correct.
And lyrically, this is like Drake on I'm On One. This is like 2011 Drake style. It's shameless. It's obnoxious. This was the harbinger of all of it. He's the one that said nobody in his generation is on his level. And that is just a false assertion.
Shouldn't have tweeted that.
So this is just more Drake core. This is the most shameless fake Drake artist I've ever heard at this point. I don't need 2022 I'm On One. I have I'm On One already.
It reset. I accidentally clicked the freaking tweet. And then whatever.
Like I said, if it was, I've changed my mind, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Okay.
He should be ashamed.
It's in there. My notes are: I had to ride the bow train alone. The chat ridiculed him for this hook. I get it. It's not a great hook. I wish the mix prioritized his voice more. But I like these verses. I like that he puffed his chest out. It's not what I expected after that tweet. nor was this the album I expected after that.
So this is the song of the album for you.
It is. It's a good, you know me. Okay, this is the one where you roll down the windows and ride around the city trying to look cool. Okay, this is that record. I would have had this on a loop. Like, this would have been like an 8+ to me 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, I respect this. You know, I respect this. Let's puff my chest out thing. Okay, can I say I like it a lot? You want more?
My notes.
I got nothing.
My notes just say Industry with Baby Part 2 mixed with Bone Crusher.
Okay.
I hear like some Bone Crusher kind of ad-libs from someone.
Okay, listen, that money,
Jack might be a man out of time, Mel. He might be a late 2000s, early 2010s artist stuck in this era. I was born in the wrong era.
I can't talk. What do I do?
Jack Harlow was born 10 years too late.
No, he would have been too early. It would have been ready for him then.
This is the music that was coming out in 2012, 2011.
They weren't accepting this from white people yet.
They accepted it from Drake, who
broken
was
down all racial
mixed.
barriers and put us in a melting pot to where people can just.
Yes, it did, Mel. By 2012, A$AP Rocky.
I'm talking musically. No, it's different to put a white girl with a grill in your video as a black man. It's different to be rapping like Jack Harlow raps now. They wouldn't have accepted it yet.
Why did they accept Paul Wall and Bubba Sparks' Miss New Booty
yet? Because they were authentic and they were from cities where, you know, like.
So how could is Jack not authentic? Is that what you're saying?
Jack is from Louisville, Kentucky, which is not thought of really at all in a hip hop sense in the canon. You know, and he looks like how he looks.
So compared to Atlanta,
look like Jack Harlow.
So compared to
Sparks
Atlanta
don't
and
look
Houston,
like Jack Harlow.
Right? But they're less marketable than he is. They're not like sex symbols.
What's your point?
My point is that Jack would have been just fine in that era. Keep in mind, Eminem was a star, and girls wanted Eminem at the time.
I don't think they would have allowed it because we didn't have TikTok to help, you know, get some of these songs over.
We had Vine. We had Vine, Mel.
No, not in 2012.
When? 2013?
I think that might have been when it came around. It didn't really pop off until like
Asher Roth 2014, didn't pop off?
2015 when Hot Nigga took off.
Asher Roth didn't pop off?
Not like this. Besides, we're getting off the point. The point is,
10 years ago, he would have been just
Drake
fine.
Jr. No, I don't think so.
And quite frankly, I don't know how we feel that the climate has become like eased to white rappers in like the last 4 or 5 years. If anything, I'd say the scrutiny has increased on the white rappers. You gotta really come correct now, or they're not going to put you over. There's too many of them at this point.
Not in the real world. In the internet world, yes, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
World, where Jack seems to prosper, they don't care about any of that. You know,
he's a man out of time. Justin Timberlake, Lil Wayne, Drake, and Pharrell.
We know about him. He's getting them on there because they're. What do you tweet like legends only on my album or something? He's still trying to like prove himself. This whole thing about proving his, you know,
he overthought it, man. That's what it comes down to.
Well, you know, I agree with that take.
And this song is the soundtrack to him overthinking it, as far as I'm concerned.
Listen, all I know is I caught a buzz and you did too, but you tweaking. I look like I've been getting, what do you say? Look like I've been getting money, I reek it. You smell me, that's LV. Walking around my chest out, my skin smooth, I'm healthy. I'm in the mix and I'm handshaking.
Most
of y'all can't help me.
That's the
most
I'm
y'all
one.
Wealthy. Most of y'all just dress like it. I caught the vibes y'all giving off and I'm trying to make myself less like it.
Corny.
No. It's
also,
good advice. It's what the kids need to hear.
With my skin tan and my hair long and my fans have been so patient, me and Wayne is back to work, but it still feel like a vacation. You know,
yeah,
it's the same shit.
I know what Drake said. I'm a stand.
It's the same shit, Mel, but it's rehashed, recycled, and whitewashed to boot. Okay, we don't need this.
You don't get to tell me about whitewashing. I get to tell me about whitewashing, and I'm rubber dub. I'm in the tub. I like washing up like this. This is good to me. All right. Best song on the album. Sadly.
Well,
then I guess song on the album.
No, I guess that tweet was great. Then he was right. He showed you tomorrow. He showed you the best he could show you. He had nothing else to show you.
He said he was going to show me he was the best in his generation. I'm not.
No. Generation now. Between him and Lil Uzi Vert, he's trying to say.
Oh.
You know, he just couldn't finish the tweet. He probably ran out of characters. So we should forgive him for the stupid tweet at this point.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Are we ready to go to the final track?
Going down to the state fair. I had a good time and I ate there.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the best hook on the album. So, you know, don't laugh because I like that.
Track 15.
This is a banjo tune. He took it back to his roots. The Kentucky white boy decides he's going to show us a little bit of where he came from.
Track 15, State Fair.
10.
10. Funny.
The line about smoking the corncob pipe made me so happy to hear. We don't hear enough about corncob pipes anymore in rap.
That's a Milo bar, actually.
Okay,
I
this
smoked
record.
The corncob pipe for a couple months and felt my inner light grow dull.
Oh, that
like
can't
it
be
never
real.
was.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's a real bar.
Oh my God! Listen, R.I.P. to Jack. We heard you die earlier on this
He
album.
did not die,
but you came back posthumously. This is like Tupac changes, but Jack Harlow, and also the country elements to it made it the 10 that it is. We've never done a 10 on a first listen.
What's your real rating? No, it ain't serious. All right,
only if you. It's only if you remember the line about the corncob pipe. Otherwise, it's a 6+.
Yeah, all right. Flat 7. Jesse, rating?
Mel don't know no ad whiz.
A 7.
I know ad rock. You said 7?
Yeah.
There we go.
Lonely Moulz yet again.
Look, here's the thing. I'm here for the beat. That's why I'm here. I said the bars are
the beat's fantastic, actually.
Yeah, I like the beat. The bars or whatever. I said ... And then I just said listen to River Road, listen to Eastern Parkway.
Who?
Listen to actual good rap records from Jack Harlow. This isn't a bad one, but I've heard better at this point, so I can't really like co-sign this as like the album ender, like introspective bar out session.
River Road, who? I know River Phoenix.
Who? Right? Eastern Parkway. I know Eastern Parkway. You know?
Brother.
Jesse?
Yeah, some people get shot Labor Day.
That's right. I like the production a lot. It's probably my favorite piece of production on the entire album, but he opens the song up with, "My pet peeve is a camera in my face. Have you ever heard of personal space? I walk around town with a hoodie and some shades, but now they're starting to recognize the shades. So many songs are about this or having sex with girls. I can't relate to the pressures of fame, and I've heard these struggles already on Drake albums. The pocket is potent. Okay, but show, don't tell. Gangsta Girls tag to end the album inexplicably." Well, Mel said maybe for contractual reasons. Or if the album doesn't perform well enough, he can always say it was a mixtape.
Oh, yeah, the classic modern move.
Yeah, so...
Young Thug is one of his favorite moves, actually.
If there was better lyrical content on here for me, I would give this a 7 because it's my favorite piece of production, but it's the usual fare for me on here. I do not like the space that he is in as a rapper right now.
Did you, Jesse? You got notes?
My notes say decent outro, sentimental style, Sade vibes, not another Gangsta Grizzles drop.
Okay. Apparently, I'm actually on a a different account because I think that's when we talked about this nail tech, but I don't see it here either. I see me posting the link, but I don't see any other messages.
Well, right, because I never said I like the song.
Anyway, I think Moulz Men in Black thing eat the whole thing.
Yeah, Men in Black thing eat it, folks. That's right. With alien technology, I've somehow didn't bother to erase his mind, but I erased the DMs. And,
I don't know, because you're my friend. You wouldn't erase my mind, right?
No, if I could, I would. If this scenario is plausible, and I could completely wipe your memory of a potential time where I told you something that I would consider to be insignificant, then yeah, I would do that.
Well, we've reached the end. So, do you want to? Well, I wouldn't rank it. It's not going on the board. You want to rate this thing?
This should have been a jug band record about smoking corncob pipes and going down to the state fair.
Do you want to rate this thing?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, here we are, a whole hour and a half later past our projections. I like 9 out of 15.
We know
for look, that's not even great. It's a 60% takeaway.
So you like this better than Cuban Links?
Pretty much.
Oh, here we go.
You like this better than
Midnight Marauders?
No, I don't think this actually topped Midnight Marauders. That doesn't seem like it did.
Is this your best rated album of the year so far?
No. There are actually, you want to know 2020, there are 3 albums above this, okay?
So this is your top, this is in your top 5.
I've only heard or only rated 12 albums this year.
It's in the upper half. It's one of the best so far. It's in the
9
top
out of
30.
15, 60% takeaway, 99 out of 150 possible points, 66% average, giving me a weighted rating of 63%. 6.3
damn near record club for the guy. You gotta love it.
It's a whole 12 percentage points away from being in the record club. So no,
Jack, congrats. He almost made it in the record club.
That's all I got.
Okay. I like the last album better, almost like 10% better. This is a 5 out of 15, 33% takeaway, 91 out of 150 points for a 60% average rating, giving me a 46.5% weighted.
I am 4 out of 15, 43%.
Weighted?
Total.
Yeah.
Total what?
Wait, he means weighted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Final score is 43.
Well,
so I think it's a 4.6.
We never really talked about how dumb this album title is, did we?
No, but it is. You talked about, I think...
It's referenced in the final song.
Yeah, it is referenced in the final song, but he actually explained in that Rosenberg interview why it was called that. It was like you said, my fans were saying that in the comments. It's like, okay. Anyway, Jesse's doing coke. I got to edit this thing.
I'm not doing coke.
I heard you over there.
No. I promise I'm not doing coke.
I know. Can we get out of here?
Yes.
We did our jobs.
Couple things. Let me say this now on the mic. This next week shit, if it doesn't leak and the album is like longer than 90 minutes, forget about Jesse participating. Like if it drops at 9 o'clock and we got to start at like 10:30, nah. I can't do it. And if we do it and we got to cover like 20 songs, please, minimal banter style. Please. I ain't trying to be here no 6 hours.
We'll see.
Goofing off.
Well, that's next week. So
Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale on the Big Steppers.
Oh, speaking of which, I found out what this OK Llama is actually, I guess, I forgot where I read it. This actually could be wrong, but I guess it's a play on Obama, so it's Oklama.
No.
I don't know. It seemed plausible.
It's like Kendrick. Old K. Lamar or something. Just something with O and K. Lamar.
It don't make no sense.
Like he says that Lamar on the freaking
Lamar is great.
No, but he's saying
Lamar.
I think he's saying the
it don't make no sense, bro. OK Llama don't make no sense. I'm going with Oklama.
K and Llama is Kendrick Lamar. I don't know what the O is for.
You're missing an R.
I don't know.
Anyway, let's get out of here. I got McDonald's to eat, podcast to edit.
Yeah. Smash that dislike.
Well, I don't think we're gonna have a Pusha T like experience here, but we'll see. Good night, folks.